bunch of yada yada over the best part.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you heard correctly. That is the theme music, which means we are back in the flesh. The Yada Yada podcast, back from a week hiatus for episode 162. Once again, man, it's the kid Joe Cornell in the building on this beautiful Sunday. We got Black Hyphy in the building. We got producer Nelson, and we got a special guest in the building with us, man. The one and only pop star Paris, a.k.a. Paris Williams.
Hey, what's good? What's good? How are y'all?
Good. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man.
Doing good. Good to have you on the pod, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It has been a minute, man. We got you back on the pod. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. I'm highly caffeinated today.
I know we all geeking, bro. They have some coffee in the shop right now. Shout out to Nelson for getting us a spot, man. They serving coffee in here now.
Shout out Flow State.
Yeah. Flow State. It's a Flow State.
If you ever around Tintoretta, stop by, get you.
I didn't know if we could say the name of where we were at.
We at Tintoretta.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know if we
don't
could
be
blow
shy now.
up the spot.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we could blow up the spot.
Joe,
Blow
you're
it
the
up.
only one with enemies. You the only one with people that don't like you.
You the only one. I'm the only one that can make sure people don't know where I'm at.
By the time they get here, we'll have locks on the door. They won't be able to get.
You can't break into the fortress.
No.
Nah. But yeah, actually, so last week we took a pod off because you guys were in St. Louis.
Yes.
Both of y'all, right?
Yes.
How was the trip to St. Louis for y'all two?
You want to go first?
Were y'all
Nah,
together?
you go first.
Oh no, it was a great time. Shout out Graciously Noticed. They always host really dope events. It's kind of similar to what we do at Maymont for First Fridays. So vendors, music, good food. Somebody Unc was out there grilling up some chicken
With the
wings.
toes out?
and-
Yeah, the toes out?
He ain't had the dogs out,
Kinda
but
cold.
he had the dogs out.
had the
you know
dog-
what I'm
okay,
saying?
he had the
grill
real dogs.
cooking, moving. We was able to stop by our favorite taco spot, Mezteca. I mean, I tried some crickets, y'all.
Oh,
Yeah, it was fire. It was fire. It was like a
Bob
steak taco,
switched real quick.
steak taco, real tender. The crickets taste like
Little
almonds
crunchy,
or
little
something like that.
crunchy supreme wrap.
Yeah, so it was a good experience.
Yeah.
Great
How
trip.
long- out there for a couple hours too.
Yeah, we just out there for the day. We popped up. River popped up to sell some of her Maymont pieces. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? If you in Kansas City, pull up on Southwest Broadway, 222 Southwest Broadway.
Left. Yeah, 221.
221.
Southwest Boulevard. Right next to Manny's. Casey Kush.
You know what I'm saying? Pull up on them. Pull up
Yeah,
on the
pull up.
kids. Andre, how was your trip to St. Louis?
I thought it was great. We live streamed the performers, so that was fun. I felt like they kind of should have put them in a different order. You know what I mean?
Who should have
The
went
lineup?
first?
The dancers definitely should have been first.
The dancers was, I don't want to say comical, but I got a good laugh out of it.
At first, I didn't understand the setup because it just said. Actually, I think I might have it here.
You got the
So
lineup?
they gave us the lineup, before
Okay.
it went down, and it says
Look at that. That's real paperwork being filed
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there. You feel me? He had to really dig in the crates.
it says Tristano and dancers. So we're like,
Those were the closers?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
And we're like, okay, so who's Tristano versus the dancers? And we're like trying to pick out of
Who
the
could it
lineup,
be?
like
Yeah.
who was it? Who was the
Which one of y'all is Tristano?
Who's the main character? They were all dancers,
Oh.
and it was the people behind them making the music that was Tristano. It was
So
like
it's-
a collective.
So it's like some jungle shit.
Nah.
Well, like when I say that, I mean because if you watch, if you know who the band Jungle is,
okay.
the videos that they do, it's usually like it doesn't feature the band. It's a bunch
Yeah.
of dancers doing choreography dance together.
Yeah.
So now when I say is it like that in terms of like they have dancers that are kind of just entertaining the crowd, but they're behind the dancers.
Yeah,
doing
they were
music.
making the music behind them.
Okay, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
It could be taken aback. I could see why it'd be taken aback though if you were there and you didn't know.
Yeah,
It definitely, that probably should have been at the beginning. Because
Yes.
the production was actually fire. The dancing is one of those art forms where if you're not a dancer, some of the shit is not going to be appreciated.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if that's cool or not.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
I don't know if
what
that's
I
good.
mean? I don't know if that's
Now,
elite or not.
I was-
And the producers were like freestyling, like building on top of tracks.
Yeah.
So there'd be times where the music stops and the nigga would be in full motion, and then the music stops.
He'll
and they
look.
got a
He'd be like,
freestyle to like.
he having a malfunction. Where's the music?
So
it was not the way.
It was good. It was good.
Okay, like I think because when you guys had that dance battle at First Fridays a couple months ago, like I actually thoroughly enjoyed that. Like that was really good to me. Like I'm not familiar with dance battles. I haven't been to one before, so like, that was like the first time I've seen y'all host a dance battle and it actually be like a real organized thing, and you have real dancers involved. Like it was really good, and I thought like I was really entertained by like just how they were able to like move their bodies in like super crazy ways. Pause. Yeah. Like. Andre had a smart artist face. I had to get that off. I had to
dude. Alex came up to me while they were dancing, and he's like, "How do you feel about this?" I'm like, man, you know how I feel about it.
So how do you feel about what you see?
I just wanted to make sure somebody was on the same page.
It's not my swag.
Competition is one thing because like there's a different energy.
Yeah,
like. You gonna pick a side eventually.
Yeah.
And you like, man, I like his
I ain't gonna lie. I was fucking with one
energy.
side, but then like one person came in and started cleaning up after him, and I was like, I don't think she that nice though.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be that guy in the crowd that's just hating.
Like, how do you clip this up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how do I post this after the fact? It's like something you need to be there to experience. You can't really.
Because like sometimes it felt like it had the same energy of that video we was talking about before the pod started, but like
with the crumpers at the protest,
the COVID crumpers.
Yeah. Like it kind of had that energy a little bit.
Yeah.
I hope y'all doing well.
I was thoroughly entertained.
I hope they safe.
Yeah. They doing all right.
Hell yeah. But Paris is here.
Paris is here, man.
Yeah.
And we got Paris Williams here, man. It's been a big week, not just for Paris, but for the Yadda Yadda. Because if you don't know, we dropped a new single this week, man. 30 minutes. Drop a bomb, Andre. He already on it. He already hit the gunshot too while we at it. Headshots only. Wow, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Just a single shooter.
That's a single shooter because that's one single that we're dropping. There's no album.
Yeah.
There's no album follow. It's just a single we got. But it's the new single from the Yadda Yadda featuring 7 Rings, Paris Williams, Ty Faison, Monogram, produced by Chuck motherfucking English. Drop a bomb, Andre. So, fellas, how are we feeling about the new single, man? It dropped this week. How are y'all feeling?
Man, I'm gonna let Paris go.
Paris, go. Take it from top, Paris.
Yeah,
How did you
I got
feel rapping on the single?
I felt great. It's kind of a full circle moment. I think the first time I was on the podcast a couple years ago, I told y'all this story about how I got into rapping and producing. I found Tyler through Yonkers, and then I found the Cool Kids, Black Mags, kind of back to back. And then just doing a little research, I was like, all right, Chuck English produces his own stuff. Tyler produces his own stuff. They're a little bit older than me. I was probably like 12, 13 at the time.
Just a little bit.
Just a little older. You know
They're
what I
paying
mean?
taxes by that point.
But it's just like, you know, that perspective where it's like, all right, they're relatively young. They're not, you know.
They're not like home age.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know
they're
what I mean?
not up there with
It just
Hov.
felt approachable.
Yeah,
you know?
like
So-
that could really be like a big homie, a big brother. type
Exactly. So I was like, all right, if they can figure it out, I can figure it out. Let me just, you know, get into the trenches of it. So it just feels like a full circle moment. Also, me being from Muskegon, Michigan, having family from Detroit, you know what I mean? There's kind of that lineage as well. So yeah, I feel great. Yeah.
Y'all really did the thing on it, man. I was really glad when you guys sent it back what I heard, because it was one of the things where I was really kind of worried, because I bought that beat like 4 years ago. So I bought that beat from Chuck English like 4 years ago. This is before we did the interview, before we even like, he knew who I was as a person. So it's just really like one of the things. I got on Twitter at the right time, and he did one of those, hey, like I'm doing deals for beats, so if you need anything, email me. We'll make something happen. So I emailed him about a beat. At the time, I was doing a project with Chris Doms. I was A&R on a project for Chris Doms, and I wanted to get a beat for Chuck English for it. So I told him my budget. He sent me like 5 beats, and he was like, yo, pick which one you want, and you can have it. And that was the one I picked. And at the time, I gave it to Chris Doms. Like, we were kind of sitting with it for a minute, but then as we started developing that project and that sound, we realized the Chuck English beat was kind of just a little too left field for what we were doing on this project. So I ended up giving it to somebody else in the town, but they had it for like 3 years. And after a certain while, like every time I would run into them, I'd kind of ask for like an update for it. They kind of be like, you know, I got a hook down, but I don't really have nothing else for it. So they was kind of having a hard time catching a pocket for it. So after a certain point, I'm like, damn, son, like, did I just like blow some money on this beat that I can't like find anybody to rap on? So I was kind of like at a crossroads. I'm like, who the fuck could I possibly give this to? And at that point, like, I just started tapping in with you, Ty, Gabe, and the whole 7 Rings movement. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let me hit up Paris, because I know he fucks with Chuck English. Because I really wanted to give it to somebody that would know what this means.
Yeah.
And know, like, oh, yo, I got a Chuck English beat. Do you want to rap on it? And they would know, like, oh, fuck yeah. Because there's not, as much as we fuck with the cool kids, it's like, there's not too many artists in the city that I think have, like, strong influence or inspiration from that sound. Mm-hmm. And so I knew you, Ty, and your whole collective is one of the few artists in the city that do love Chuck English production.
For sure.
So like when I threw it to you and you were like, oh yeah, I got this easy. I'm like, thank God. Because I just like, it's been so long just trying to find the right person to make this shit happen with. And I'm glad I found y'all because like you guys were like the perfect artists to get on this and make it the most of it.
Hey, well, thank you. First and foremost, I appreciate the alley-oop, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, I definitely understood the assignment, understood the moment, and I think for me, I'm maybe a sharpshooter in that way when it's something that just makes sense, just like try not to overthink it. And it was like no brainer really to also get the homies on it, just because I know that makes it such just a whole moment for the movement, right? So it's bigger than me. It's I feel like it's a perfect way to kind of stamp what we've been able to do over the past couple of years, taking stuff from the source of it, the blog era. We all kind of started finding our footing and foundation during that time, listening to the cool kids, Tyler, Kendrick, TDE. You know what I mean? Just that whole kind of era. That's really where we really got a lot of our foundation from. Of course, stuff before that, but we were kind of coming to age during that time, like 12, 13, 14. So those are all real impactful projects. So for us to take it full circle and really collaborate with one of the guys who, kind of inspired us to get on this journey and path, it's just like the perfect way to put the ribbon on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it did kind of just happen at the right time because, when I was able to finally get y'all this beat, and I think shortly after y'all finished it and y'all sent it to me, like at that point, like, for those who don't know, like Chuck pretty tapped in. Yeah. Like with like people in the city. Like he fucks with us, he fucks with Gabe. Yeah. So it's like it all kind of happened at the perfect time because like, right when I went to go interview the cool kids in Brooklyn in December, like y'all just finished that record. Or I think y'all were putting the finishing touches on it. Because I was talking to Chuck about like, yo, I got a beat from you from a couple years ago and that record's almost done. Yeah. So he was like, yeah, for sure, keep me in the loop about it. So and at that point he was already tapped in with Gabe. So I was explaining to him like, yeah, Gabe, like her crew. Yeah. The Seven Rings crew, like I gave them the record. Yeah. And so this to kind of give him more context. So because he already fucks with Gabe, he fucks with us, so it kind of just adds more to like. Yeah,
it was a full circle moment.
Yeah,
we dropped a record I produced for Gabe called "Me Again" last year, and I think maybe one of his homies retweeted it. I think it's a guy named Solomon, and then he just kind of tapped in from there. So it was just like, we're just keeping the momentum up, focus on our race, focus on our journey. And you never know who's really watching, So that was just a crazy thing. And then for it to just continually come together, you know what I mean? It's just cool to see.
Yeah.
It's cool to see. I feel like right now where I am is kind of maybe collecting some of those infinity stones to say, you know what I mean? Just
that's what it is for me.
For Slum Village, being able to do the joint with you and Chuck, and you know what I mean? I'm excited to see, I guess, what else is going to come.
Yeah, because that's essentially why I got the beat from Chuck, because we was already fresh off the Sir Michael Rocks feature from the Yadda Yadda album, so I just wanted to like add another layer to it and like get a beat from Chuck, and then add it like be a whole full circle moment, because the second person I gave a beat to, it would have been a full circle moment for them too as well. But they just never got around to finishing the song, so I eventually had to just give it to y'all just so I can get my money's worth and get something back from this beat. So like, thankfully y'all came through, y'all did the damn thing, and we had a great moment with 30 minutes. Like I really love that song. It's funny because it kind of reminds me of No Huss a little bit in terms of like just the structure of it. And No Huss was dope to me because it also reminded me of like a Fat Raps, which is like all rapping. Yeah. And 30 minutes to me is just similar energy. Like y'all just rapping. Yeah. Like you guys, there's a little bit of a hook / bridge between you and Ty's verse with the 30 minutes. But other than that, there's no hook. Yeah, y'all gassing. Yeah.
Not at all. Yeah, we just kind of wanted to take it back to the roots. You know what I mean? I think that's what we do at a high level, just rap. We make songs and structure them at a high level as well. But when it comes to the origins of this shit, I think we all came up on, a lot of 2000 shit where niggas was just blacking for the whole time. And also,
Wayne.
Doom and all these other artists who are just like, I'm not really going to throw a hook on this. I'm going to just give you high level raps for 3-4 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we was talking about that a little bit earlier, but before we started podding, and it's definitely cool for me as a fan of your music and a fan of Chuck's music to see that just come together and y'all to continue to like have that energy and push it forward. Because like we were saying about it just being a lot more red tape with streaming, before during the blog era, you get a whole pack of beats where Lil Wayne just spazzing over everybody else shit and literally just gassing. So to have that same energy back out and in the world and polished like you guys, it's great, man. It's great to see it, man. I'm glad to see
you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, it's a great moment, man. Like, really dope moment on everybody's end, man. Shout out to 7 Rings. Shout out Paris Williams, Todd Faison, Monogram. Shout out Chuck English, man. And I heard we got a video on the way this week.
Yeah,
A 30-minute video?
Very, very soon. Yeah, and I think it just is in line with, just kind of that era, kind of that approach, where we try not to overthink it too much, just do what we do at a high level and continue to execute. So I'm excited for people to see that, and yeah, we just got more stuff on the way. We're just gonna continue to push the gas, really.
Nice. Foot on the gas.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, Paris, can I ask you a quick question, man?
Yeah.
As an artist, have you ever felt like you weren't the best rapper in the world?
Realistically, not since I was like a kid.
That's an answer right there. Drop a bomb, Andre.
I won't lie.
What an answer. Like, I haven't felt that way since I was a kid.
No,
I always felt like the greatest rapper out.
Not even to be like braggadocious. There's like a Kendrick interview where he's sitting down with Kobe, and they were like, where did you get your mentality, your approach from? And they both said they kind of started with the intention to be the greatest. You know what I mean? And maybe it's from coming from like a sports background. I always wanted to be, one of the best at whatever I did.
Yeah.
So it's like, always had that mentality, that approach. Even if I'm not there right now, I think through hard work I can get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, put the work in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I asked that, because we have a clip here from J. Cole who said that he doesn't feel like he's the best rapper sometimes.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted you to kind of see this clip with us and then just kind of get your perspective on it, because he says there's days he feels like he's the best, but then he remembers like Black Thought exists, Lupe Fiasco, Kendrick Lamar. So Andre, producer Nelson, do you have that clip pulled up for us? So we got a clip from J. Cole. He did a new interview with Carmelo Anthony on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast, talking about kind of like this whole character that rappers play where they'd say, I'm the greatest rapper in the world. And Cole kind of peeling back his layer and exposing, pulling back his curtain a little bit by saying, I don't always feel like that. So here's this clip of J. Cole talking about that, and we're going to talk about, kind of respond or react to it after we're done. Nah, you good. What are you trying to do? Producer Nelson on the case. I ain't gonna lie, this caffeine whooping my ass.
Yeah.
This caffeine is whooping my ass.
You got the cold brew.
I literally will go into a flow state and then just lose all consciousness.
Josie's gonna be talking to himself.
Yeah, in my head I am. Like after a while, it's just me in the room.
Hey, bro,
But
we
you
need
said
you to
something
come
in the
back.
beginning, how, like, on songs.
Come back, brother.
All right, we got it.
How I say I'm the best on songs. It's like, ask me in real life, do I think I'm the best rapper alive?
Do you think you're the best rapper alive?
Bro, it's a nigga named Black Thought that exists. It's a nigga named Lupe Fiasco
Yeah.
that
She
exists.
ain't like that.
It's niggas that on any given day, even my peers, a Drake or a Kendrick, where it's like, yo, I know on any given day I could show up to the studio and give these niggas 80. But I know they could show up on any day in the studio and give me 80. And I might only have 30. Like, so if I'm taking on a rap persona, like when I'm rapping, of course, that's what I like to, that's how I like to rap. And guess what? Sometimes I hit the mark and I say shit and I spit a verse that really might have you believe in that shit. But if you ask me in real life, do I walk around like I'm the best rapper alive? No, nigga. Like I'm the best ever. No. But when I put on that motherfucking cape, like that's how I try to attack shit. And have there been things and moments and verses where I'm writing this shit and I'm like, I know niggas not fucking with this. Absolutely. But in reality, do I walk around this earth like there's no nigga better than me in real life? Like I can't get in the studio with Black Thought and he just give me 90. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there like, I got
Can't
25
read
for you.
Melo's expression.
You know what I mean? Or any one of these amazing rappers. But I
Yeah.
think people hear me say it because they don't know me for real.
Right.
They hear me say it in a verse so much when I have on the cape.
It sounds convincing like a
It
motherfucker.
sounds convincing. It sounds convincing because I'm really doing that shit that's gonna have a nigga like, man, he think nigga. No, you think when you hear.
So as an artist, Paris, when you hear that perspective of Cole saying like, I don't feel like I'm the best rapper ever sometimes, or like because of all this competition or these peers that are around me and been in the game over the years, like how do you feel about that? Just that take from an artist perspective.
I would say I appreciate the open, honest humility of it. because it's not easy to do. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
even
kinda
trying to be like
peeling back that character.
Yeah, politically correct or anything like that about it. Because I feel like those conversations are important, and I think just being open and honest about your experience and how you expressing yourself and how you really feeling is will definitely inspire other people to do the same. Because I know a guy like Prodigy has maybe expressed similar thoughts in the past. You know what I mean? He's got some interviews where he's like, "Man, I didn't always feel like I was, the absolute best, but I know I'm one of them," or you know what I mean?
Yeah, like am I on top right now? Probably not. But like at one point, everybody has a moment where like I am the best rapper in the world right now.
And I think for me, I liken it to sports in a way where it is like I might not have the best left hand in the world, but I'm gonna always get a bucket. You know what I mean? So it's like there's a lot of ways to get to that goal. Where it's like a Black Thought could be ultra high lyrical, but if XYZ can get those lyrical high points and then also make it a little more listenable and palatable, then like how are you placing them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the fine details of it, because I feel like you could definitely say a guy like 3 Stacks is like all across the board one of the best, but there are just so many debates about it because it's like, all right, solo catalog and XYZ, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like there's so many factors that lead to being the best, and that's kind of how I look at it. Where it's like, there's certain niggas in the NBA who got 7 rings, but no pun intended. But, you know what I mean? They might not rank higher than Jordan.
Yeah.
Or, you know what
Like
I
they're
mean?
not Jordan.
Exactly.
Like we don't hold him in that esteem.
Exactly.
Like, but you have 7 rings. Like Robert Horry got 7 rings.
Exactly.
But does that make him Kobe or Shaq or Jordan level? No.
sure.
You're a good championship player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's I think it's a realistic take to.
It is a super realistic take. I do think it's a slight cop out though, but I'll let you finish before
Well, yeah, but that's
don't think it's a
not
cop-out.
that's not where Cole at. You know, that's been proven already.
Yeah.
But it's the mentality thing though too, because it's not like when he is in that mode or when he is writing, he's chasing that, and that's where it's respectable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like he completely bowed out of it. It's just like he just being real about it because he know. And if he would have went up there and was like, "Yes, I'm the best rapper alive," or "I feel like I'm the best rapper alive," we would have ate that nigga alive. Like the world would have been like, "No, you're not."
And I think that's why it's a cop out, because he knows like the real reason why he could never say that, because of that moment. And I'm not, and I like, listen, I'm not saying that is the end all be all moment of Cole's legacy, but that's just what it is right now in the discourse. Like that's why people won't allow him to say he's the best rapper, because there was a moment for him to claim that spot in a battle, and he didn't want to do that, which it's his right to do. I'm not mad at that.
The battle wasn't gonna put him in that conversation.
Because he wasn't going to be able to perform to that caliber, I don't believe.
Like Paris was saying though, is like it's more of the details. On if we pull up Kendrick sheet and Cole sheet, are we calling Cole the best rapper?
No.
Okay.
No.
That it wasn't, the battle wasn't gonna do anything.
Now, I mean,
if he comes out in gas, that don't make his discography better than Kendrick.
But let's say this, right? Let's say this. Because like we talked about earlier, if 7 Minute Drill comes out and it was received really well, that song doesn't get deleted. I think that song still is on streaming service today. If that song was a huge hit and fans marveled at it and what he was saying against Kendrick, that song stays up. I think it only got pulled down because he was already conflicted about approaching the situation, and then he did that kind of out of pressure. And then he realized once he saw the response, because he even said in one of the interviews, I think it was the Cameron interview, he's like, the shit I said to Kendrick in 7 Minute Drill wasn't scathing, and it wasn't going to be damaging, and it wasn't going to like ruin him long term wise. And he knew that, and I knew that. And so it's like you were already conflicted from the start. So you being conflicted in that moment kind of let us know that you were just acting out of character. And then that everything in the response to the song itself made you realize, I shouldn't have done this in the first place.
Yeah, I think it would add to his transparent claims and how he's approaching the rollout if he leaves it up. But I also get, like, I didn't make this out of a good place. Like, I wasn't myself when I put this out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I get him, if you have the ability to go get it back in that sense, go get it back. But like, at this point, it's like
And like, I don't.
everything's already out in the open. You might as well leave that shit up because there were some people that probably like that shit. Like,
Yeah, thought that shit was gas. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
To Pimp a Butterfly is mid.
that's crazy.
Tomato.
But see,
crazy.
The main thing I had, I don't have an issue with this quote by any means, but this one thing that kind of does like, I guess, irk me a little bit about this quote of him saying like, I can't feel like I'm the best rapper because I got Luke Black Thought, we got Lupe, and it's like, I don't know. The way I look at it, it's like, yeah, you're not gonna be the best rapper every day in the world. Like, there's always gonna be somebody that might get you that day, but like when it's time for you to show your skill set and your talent, like you have to approach like, I am the best. Like we listen to local rappers talk. Paris, Sean, like any Ty, every single one of them will say like, it don't matter who's in the studio with me, I'm going to get them. Like I've heard like Kendrick Lamar is Sean's favorite rapper. If Sean got in the studio, he's not gonna be like, oh man, Kendrick's here. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna eat him alive. Pause. Like. He's the best. He's my favorite rapper. I'm gonna show him like why I'm better than him. Like anybody that's been in those rooms is gonna know like is gonna have that confidence in themselves. Like it don't matter who's going against me in this game of one-on-one. Like I'm going to get you.
I mean,
And it's like even in media. Like last week, Nadeska was the hottest journalist in the city or in the market because she did the 2 interviews with Baby Keem and J. Cole back to back. But then like next week it could be Rob. It could be Wayno. But even though they have those moments, when I get my moment, I'm like, yeah, I'm the best at this shit. Like nobody fucking with me. It don't matter who you put against me. Like I'm the best. But it changes all the time. I know that, and I'm cool with that, and I accept that. But when it's time to go to work, like I'm the best there is.
it's how you carry it, where you carry it. I think.
Yeah.
Because like I know a lot of niggas that carry it when we ask, like when we in their face, we in the same room, but then I go see niggas perform. I go to your show, you not carrying it.
That's
like
not who
that.
you are.
Or like you go to the studio, you not on that.
We know who you really are.
And I think that's where Cole is proven in the sense of like he definitely approached his craft like that with that energy. Like there's no doubt that he got that grind and that grit. And it's definitely a weird situation that he in.
Yeah.
But
It's a very safe answer, and it's a good answer to like give because it's a realistic answer. There's a lot of amazing rappers in hip hop's history to where it's like, yeah, I can't be the best.
What else
There's
can you
such
say?
a great lineage. But you know, you could always have that because we've heard him say that. But then he's also been peeling back that layer even more by saying, yeah, even that feature run I was on where I was gassing shit, I didn't feel like I was the best rapper. Like I wasn't gassing that shit the way y'all were. I was just going through the motions. But my pen was on fire though. But he said I couldn't feel it. I didn't feel like I was gassing shit, even though I was going crazy.
yeah, I
Like,
mean,
he wasn't in it all the way during that time period from how he's been talking about that time period.
you need a witness at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So if you getting that feedback, oh man, you just gotta take it as like I'm doing some things right. I'm doing certain things right. You gotta stay humble because I watch
1000%.
niggas get arrogant and you lose your way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the most important part, from my perspective, is just to really lock in and focus on the work and the process of it all, because that's really the only thing you can control. So that's kind of how I approach it. From that perspective, where it's like I'm just putting in my reps every day. It's like going to the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. And then you look up and somebody might be like, all right, you got swole, you know what I mean? But you're not seeing it because you're seeing yourself every day.
Yeah.
Right? Or you got certain different areas and stuff like that. But if you really just focus on the work, because there's always going to be people who gas it, and there's always going to be people who try to take away the credit from you. So
Yeah.
the answer is probably always somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's best to not even really get too caught up in it, because all we can do is like create and try to be a vessel for the art.
Yeah, because I think when you get too obsessed with competition, like you start to lose yourself in like your creativity because like now you're more focused on making something better than their stuff than you making the best stuff possible.
Yeah, I feel like and people try to trick you out of your position too. So for young artists, just really lock in and focus on what you got to do and what you're really feeling inspired by, because I feel like just what happened a couple months ago, where it's like, all right, niggas is trying to get you to check off a certain box in their eyes, but that's really, if you divert your path, you gonna end up somewhere you really weren't trying to go, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's just sticking on your journey and knowing where that route is gonna get you.
And I will say, the one thing I do love about this press run from J. Cole is like the transparency, and he kind of from how he's been talking about his career up until the fall off. Like this probably seems like it's the first point in his career where he feels comfortable like with what he put out.
Yeah.
Like it was him putting out his most authentic music that he wanted to make, and not him trying to like appeal to maybe an audience or a demographic he's trying to win over, or he's trying to like show he's nice to or whatever. Where it's like he just kind of offered his 110% self as an artist into this music and was like, take it for what it is.
Well, a lot of it is like what Paris is saying is like he is so okay with his work and proud of his work, and he know what it took for him to make it, that it don't matter what everybody else says, because the internet still is having discourse about Cole.
Yeah,
and he's still, I'm sure he's still getting that negative too. Like there's some people that's like not letting up on it or not shooting bail, but at the end of the day, it's what you're happy with and what you can live with. At the end of the day, so you can't be too wrapped up in the others' opinions or whatever.
Yeah, because
I know yourself.
Because when you listen to him talk about the making of this album, like in the few interviews he's done, he's talked about the point where the energy towards the fall off 2 years ago before the beef happened compared to like his energy to the fall off now was like 2 years ago he was like, let's just get this shit over with, like put it out already so we can just move on, because it's been like almost 10 years. Whereas like now when he put it out, he was more excited. Like it was more like, let's put this out because I want people to finally hear what we've been working on. Whereas like prior, it was just like obligation. It's becoming stressful. Let's just get it out and be over with it. But this one, he was like, I don't want to approach my possible last album with just like, thank God it's over energy. I want to actually have like, this is going to be the final album. I want to make sure y'all know I love this work because I put so much into it. So like when he released it, he had more love for it. So even if the discourse around it may not be as favorable, or he might come across some negative comments or reviews about the project, I don't think it's going to shake his confidence in how he feels about it, because he knows what he put into it. He knows the work he did that went behind that album, and he's happy with what he put out, and he could stand on it. So regardless of how outsiders or people that aren't his fans or biggest supporters may feel about it, he's happy with it. And I think that's the most important thing to Cole, and that's what he's stressing in this media run is like, this is for him. And he's giving y'all 110% of him, honesty and transparency, for better or for worse. So I do admire Cole going on his media run, no matter, he's saying a lot of dumb shit that I don't agree with. I do like he's at least talking to us, for better or worse.
I think Cole is like representing a lot of things, like music aside. As a black man, I think it's perfectly okay to, recognize that you may have not made a choice like that was fully yours, right? You know what I'm saying? And to take accountability for that and work to do something different, I think he has earned that space to fuck up in front of everybody, because mind you, he's doing this in front of millions of people at all times. He's constantly under critique.
That's why he said the like that shit was a weird space for him, because he's like, I had to do this shit in front of the world.
Yeah, but that's like how he's responding to it is admirable. Yeah, because it could either go one way or another. Like we could get a very highly emotional response, and it's probably gonna make him look bad.
Hey, obviously, like if it was a highly emotional response, like it'd be like he'd be calling people fragile ops and shit. Something like that. Remember that? Let me call Steve Lacy a fragile op.
Yeah,
Drake did at the Not Like Us video.
Yeah,
it was just like this little petty shit like that. It's just like it made Drake look bad in those moments, because it's like you're clearly like very worked up over it, which is why it was smart for Cole to take a step back. It's like, I'm gonna just walk away from it for a minute, work on the album. Y'all do what y'all need to do. I'm gonna focus on me. Because if he would have been in it during like Drake was during that moment, who knows what Cole would have done that made him look crazy.
I do have a question though. So I don't know if you primed it in the clips that you sent me, but how do you guys feel about J. Cole calling Kendrick and Drake his sons, basically?
Oh, and that one he talks about do you have that clip?
How he felt like Del Curry seeing his sons go against each other in the finals.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then, but this nigga will say shit like that, but then say, no, I was out of it. I was removed. But
it kind of came out. It kind of came out of nowhere.
Sons.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't take it that way. But now that you pointed out, that is you're a rapper. You could come up with a better analogy.
He could have just said like, I felt like
my two brothers.
I don't know. I felt like we in WWE and Stone Cold going against The Rock or something, and I'm John Cena. Like he didn't have to like make it sons versus daddy. I don't know. Like it was just, nasty work.
Yeah, I don't think he meant it like that, but you could choose better words.
Yeah, a better analogy at least. And it's just we'll get to the Kanye and Drake shit in a minute. Real quick.
Kanye.
Or not Kanye, Kendrick and Drake, J. Cole situation in the mix. We do have
nigga got bully on the mind.
Yeah, bully. But we will be talking about that later. But because I know Paris got to go, he got some recording to do here soon. But I do want to ask, how did you feel about the fall off? You could be honest. We all have honest conversations here.
Yeah, You know, honestly, I did not listen to all of it.
It's a double disc album.
Yeah. I respect J. Cole and what he's done in the industry and the work, but I personally have never like had J. Cole in my personal rotation.
Yeah.
I maybe gravitated more towards
Big Sean.
like, no, Tyler. No,
nigga is
shout
so
out,
messy.
Big
Shout
Sean,
out
though.
Shout out
Shout
Big
Big
Sean.
This nigga is
though.
so
He's
messy.
he's a
Yeah.
nice guy.
Yeah.
I've met.
He's a nice guy.
No, he
You
really
seem
is
like
a
it.
nice guy. He's genuinely
Oh, you
really
didn't
nice.
meet him, right?
Yeah, I met him in like
Big
2015.
Sean,
He was the first
dope,
celebrity
yeah.
I met. He was really nice.
Yeah. And if you know, you know. Like he was really putting the fashion shit on
Yeah.
early days.
The
But,
Tosh shit. Is it Tosh?
uh,
Was that
Tisa?
Tisa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Tisa.
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 Yeah, Taz Arnold. But yeah, I came up during the era really gravitating towards Tyler, Rocky, Schoolboy Q, Danny Brown, kind of I guess the leftist center field a little
Yeah.
bit, but still loving Kendrick and all that type of stuff. But yeah, there's always been songs I like by J. Cole,
Would you-
but I've never been like a huge fan.
Being a Detroit native, real quick, would you ever do a track with Danny Brown?
Yeah. I mean, Danny seems like a cool guy.
Yeah,
I know
he's
just
sober
like-
now.
Yeah, he's on a whole different kind of path and usually like makes different types of music. Really collaborates with like a lot of hyper pop artists and shit like that. But I was going back and listening to 30 and like the Hybrid, greatest rapper ever. Like I don't know, I just respect Danny Brown just because coming from certain environments, being surrounded by certain things, to not only have that type of look, but still be kind of in the mix. If you get what I'm saying, like that takes a lot of courage. you
Like
know?
the blog era was like the perfect era to take off for him to just get his footing down. Because he was just like such a character, but the blog era has so many characters in it that so you kind of fit in this mold. Like
Definitely.
it was funny. 'Cause he was always the older guy in the blog era. Like he's like an old ass rapper. So I think by the time the blog era took off, he was already in his 30s, and he was talking about like, yeah, man, I'm hanging out with Schoolboy Q and A$AP Rocky. These motherfuckers like 22, 23. I'm 32. Like,
Yeah, which is crazy.
grown ass man on tour with these
Yeah.
kids. Yeah.
And I feel like he also maybe normalized it because 30 now as a rapper, that's not really old. Like you got a lot of prominent artists who are in their 30s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even Clips doing some of their biggest career highlights at the moment, and they're almost in their 50s.
Fucking A$AP
you know?
Rocky's 38. Just put out his album. this year. Yeah.
So yeah, things have just changed, which is cool.
Yeah,
See.
at the time it was like he was kind of like the
unheard of.
He's kind of like
Yeah.
the enigma in
Yeah.
the blog era. 'Cause like I didn't know he was like 32 at the time until like maybe some years later. I'm like, oh, you old as hell.
Yeah, that's not old. That's not old.
It's
That's
really
how-
not, I'm 32 now. Like it's not old at all.
That's how I felt about the older brother in Hannah Montana. That nigga was 28 playing a 15-year-old.
Yo, that's weird.
That's weird.
He lied
He
about
lied
that shit.
about like
He lied about. They believe.
he lied
Yeah.
about being that age.
That's crazy.
They asked him like, "You're 19, right?" He's like, yeah." Like, bro.
They saw him on set with
Even
a beard.
19 playing
Y'all
a
ain't get an
15-year-old.
ID or nothing. Y'all ain't
All right,
need
no
that for y'all
verification, no
records.
birth certificate. Like, how did you guys write a check to
I would have
him?
been like,
This nigga's
prove
like
it.
50 now.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
they saw him on set with a beard one day and like, hold on. He's like, no,
He had a wife. He was bringing his wife to set.
he had a wife. That's crazy.
He's married on Hannah Montana.
Playing a fucking 18-year-old. That's crazy.
15. Bro.
Oh, even crazy.
He's older.
Jesus, freshman in high school. But so we got a video 30 minutes coming out this week.
Yes, sir.
This week, produced
very
by
soon.
Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry shot. Me and him, I guess, kind of co-directed. Jerry edited it. Yeah, just a cool vibe. We shot it at my studio space at Charlotte Street, and yeah, I'm just excited to get it out. Really, I'm excited for just kind of the momentum. I feel like it's a good kind of time within the city, so I'm excited to just continue putting our foot on the gas and just seeing where things end by the end of the year.
Yeah. See where it ends up at.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's open for y'all to take it?
Uh-oh.
Like
Uh-oh.
the momentum?
I know that question.
The momentum?
I know what kind of question that is.
See, this dude. Before the show started, he's like, "This is gonna take us out of the hood."
Hey, every
And now
show.
I'm trying to
We
ask
getting
questions
out of
that
Tintoretta with this one. No, I'm kidding.
we want to stay here.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I'm
Great
trying to
space.
ask
I'm talking
questions
about
that
just
build up
making
on
it.
momentum. But
Yeah.
like, do you guys feel like that this could like build upon what was set last year?
Definitely. I think we're always looking to improve and build. And I think the earlier question relating to J. Cole, I think that not only represents my mindset, but the mindset of the team, where it's like we are trying to do this at a serious high level and continue to do so and elevate, we take this very seriously and we poured so much life into this, you know what I mean? It's just like real life experiences, just me moving from a small town, Muskegon, coming out to Kansas City, being able to tap in with people, lay some foundation, lay some roots here, and just continue to build and pour into the community, and the community has kind of poured back into us. So we've been doing this for a while now, and I think my mentality is just time kind of to elevate things, you know what I mean? Because there is kind of a certain trajectory that we're trying to reach. Like the guys that we're talking about, like a Rocky, like a Schoolboy Q, like they all started kind of locally making noise, but then it's like, all right, now let's graduate to the next, level.
Yeah, next level.
Go to the
That
global
runway.
stage.
Because like on top of the Slum Village show, you guys also had a sold out movie event, right? For Honey Pop, the short film.
Yeah, and that was cool. It was a lot of different people, a lot of different audiences, some people that we had never seen and got to interact with in person before, just because we've been, heavy on the promo, doing some stuff on all platforms, and it started to pay off a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like now when we're going out, different audiences, different crowds are like, oh, yo, are y'all from blah, blah, blah? I saw y'all on XYZ platform. Like, we're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's moving and shaking it and spreading in a different way.
Yeah.
So,
It's exciting to see.
hey, thank you,
It's
bro.
great year so far. Off to a hot start. Let's keep it going, baby.
Yes, sir.
All right, Paris Williams, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for stopping through.
And I wasn't trying to be messy. I'm
No,
just
I know.
trying to build on the
I
question.
know. I'm just
and the
fucking. I'll be
foundation
fucking
that
with
was
you.
laid.
I'm like, I know what Andre doing here. I know what Andre trying to do. No, I'm fucking with you.
COE.
Yeah, COE, man. Content over everything.
All right.
Paris Williams, ladies and
Paris
gentlemen.
Williams is out of here.
7
Another round of
rings in the
applause.
building, man. They taking
Keep
off.
doing your shit.
All right. Later, Paris.
For sure.
All right. Let's see.
Yep.
Nelson.
Good seeing you, brother.
Let's see. Should we move some stuff around real quick?
Yeah. Let's. Do you want to? I just muted that mic, so
Okay.
we're good on that.
Cool.
And then I will.
We're just gonna get readjusted, y'all, real quick. Just
Yeah.
get the setup back up. Just two people. Oh yeah, but we never got the actually. So how do you feel about the single 30 minutes?
Oh man, I'm elated.
Elated.
I'm hella happy because, like I was saying when Paris was here, I really always heard the cool kids, and I always heard their influences in the Seven Rings production, like in Todd's music, in Paris' music. So for that to come together in that way, especially around the time you getting the cool kids interview, is just like, it's good omens. It's good signs to me that we're all collectively moving in the right space and doing the right thing. So we just gotta keep that Mamba mentality. Keep
Locked
showing
in.
up every day.
Every day, shots going up every
Keep
day.
grinding. Every little bit counts because it does matter what you do here in your surrounding area. How you expect if you can't put no buckets up here, how you gonna go score anywhere else?
You feel me, man? That's what I'm talking about, man.
Ring it back.
Where the message at? A round of applause to that.
We'll take
Andre
it.
was already on it. He was already on something.
He's doing something. Back
Yeah, he was working. But yeah, kind of circling back to J. Cole and his media run. So we had the quote about him talking about not always feeling like the best rapper, which, it could go either way in terms of like how you want to interpret that quote in given situation. But also, in this media run, he's been talking about the Drake and Kendrick situation. Now we have another clip loaded up from Andre where J. Cole is talking about the rumor right here. Dreamville, that Drake and Kendrick were going to be together at Dreamville Fest and that Kendrick was also supposed to be on First Person Shooter. So here's this clip with J. Cole talking about allegedly they were supposed to be at Dream Fest, and if Kendrick was supposed to be featured on First Person Shooter as well.
There was the rumor that Drake was supposed to be at Dreamville Fest.
That actually is true. He was supposed to be at Dreamville Fest. That was planned. He was coming. He didn't come. Thank God he didn't come. No disrespect to Drake. I love Drake. But like, had he come, I would have felt more pressure to be on stage representing that energy. Way before Kendrick's song dropped, he was supposed to come. I was trying to get Kendrick to come too. My plan for Dreamville Fest that year, mind you, I never got a chance to it's crazy because like when we was on tour, I'm like, yo, it'd be crazy if both of y'all came out at Dreamville Fest. Boom, boom. It's silly now to say, you know what I mean? It's like, nah. There were other plans.
I ain't about to be over there with that
Drake in his
motherfucker.
head.
I'm
like,
not gonna say we were
fuck.
all supposed to be. How it came to me was before that beat ever made it to me. I think Drake wanted that to be a him and Dot song. My interpretation is like it wasn't moving fast enough, or he wasn't getting the response he wanted. Maybe he was like, "Let me hit Cole," because I think Boy Wonder was pushing like, "Bro, you need to hit Cole." Boom, boom. Mind you, so I never looked at that song like it was gonna be all of us. I thought it was me and Drake, and I just had the beat, and I felt mad pressure because I wanted to come through for him. I had to write that verse several times. With so many lies, they're actually saying things that are like half truths. Drake's supposed to be coming to Dreamville Fest? Yes, half truth. And he actually told me, he was like, and I appreciate him for doing this. He's like, yo, bro, I didn't want to come down there and put you in a situation on that stage and say something that you would have to stand behind. And I'm like, thank God that you didn't, because it left the space for me to receive what I was supposed to do.
Tomato, tomato, tomato.
Yeah, so all right, so let's talk about that. I do think it's funny, or it is interesting at least, that I can't remember who said, I can't remember if it was that clip I saw from, or if it was somebody else that explained. I think it might have been J. Cole that said it in one of these interviews he's been on. But the word is that Drake has been trying to get Kendrick on a record for some years now.
Yeah.
And he's either not been getting the response he wants, or he's just not getting a feature back. And so I think that also kind of plays into Kendrick saying, surprisingly, you wanted that feature request. You know we got some shit to address. So that might have not only been reference to first-person shooter, but just over the years of Drake trying to get a feature from Kendrick, and Kendrick's being like, nah, fuck off. And then that's kind of how we got to this whole situation. So it was kind of funny, too, because I was talking with my roommates about, like, that whole situation of Kendrick or Drake trying to get a dot feature over the years. And I'm like, realistically, like, what album would it make sense for Drake to feature on outside of Good Kid, Mad City? And we was thinking, I'm like, the only one that really makes sense is Damn, but then like
don't even really make
do
sense.
you want to hear
Damn.
Drake on Field?
We don't.
Maybe Love.
I mean,
Come on. That's the one.
But still,
like even then,
like
you can't put him on Loyalty either. You can't put him on Humble. You can't put him on DNA. Like there's not. I just don't know at what point in Kendrick's creative eras as an artist does Drake fit in there outside of Good Kid, Mad City? Maybe
real early.
Section 80, maybe?
Yeah, but even Kendrick has always had like themes for his projects, and a lot of the themes Drake really doesn't fit. And our best bet is like more of a love, something that is about love. I could see him on Luther.
Yeah.
You
actually, yeah, Drake could have got a nice little feature off Luther. If
Drake could have did
Dodger
something nice
Blue.
on Luther, but we would never get that.
Nah.
Y'all just don't want to hear nothing with them together.
It's not even that.
Because I would love to hear Drake. I mean, at one point in time, I thought it'd be cool to hear Drake and Kendrick on the record again together. Because I'm not the biggest fan of Poetic Justice. I just think their track record of what they have together isn't the most impressive for their talent level. So it would be nice to see them come together later in their careers.
You don't like Poetic Justice?
It's,
I mean, just
come on.
old.
Like,
or just like
I recognize your fragrance.
Hold
You
up, girl. You
ain't
ain't
gotta
gotta say
say
shit. Like,
I think I just hear it too much.
it just doesn't, and it doesn't like really mean a whole lot to me in the grand scheme of Good Kid, Mad City. Like the song, it's clearly a radio song. It's a single. Like it did what it needed to do, but I don't need it on the album. Truthfully, like it doesn't really make or break the album for me.
We're not gonna act like they're not on fucking Problems together.
That's an okay song to me. Like I was never really that big on fucking.
It would
Problems.
have to be some shit like that. It
has to be upbeat?
some love shit, or like a posse cut type deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Them the only ways that I see it making sense. But with
Is that because
Kendrick having such conceptual albums, and I feel like every song kind of means something, it would be like a bonus.
But is that because those have been the only things that they've shown us? Or is that because you just can't fathom a world in which they could come together?
Probably a little above. Because there was a time where I would be more open to the idea, but because of where they're at in their relationship, is like I don't see it. It's hard for me to conceptualize something.
Honestly, I think First Person Shooter would have been a great record for Kendrick to get on and just go back to back with Drake on. I think that would have been a perfect setup for them to kind of just show you where they're at as artists today compared to like when they last collabed in 2012 with Poetic Justice and the Buried Alive interlude. So I think if Kendrick and Drake were in a better space when Drake sent him First Person Shooter, I think we would have had pretty much what Drake and Cole did on this record.
Just thinking about both of their discographies, I feel like Kendrick could have been on Talk It Up, as recent as Talk It Up with Jay-Z and Drake.
Yeah.
I also think he could have been on Pound Cake, like on the second part.
Yeah, I feel like
there's a lot
I feel
of Drake
better
records
about Kendrick stepping into Drake's
world,
world
yeah.
than the
Vice versa.
Yeah.
I think Drake could have been on 30 for 30. And that's a SZA song, but that's
you talking about that
also
one.
a Kendrick song.
That's a good one.
So,
But
you know?
I don't know
I feel like y'all don't want to hear it at all.
I mean, it's just no. I don't like.
I think
like,
of
it's
it
not even that.
in like real context. because they just don't have
It
good
just doesn't
relationship.
fit, and they don't have
Yeah.
good chemistry. Like it's like Kanye and Drake. Just because of the two biggest artists of our generation doesn't mean they're gonna make great music together. They don't have no
Yeah,
chemistry.
Might not like each other.
Yeah.
Nothing good comes from people just sitting in a room with each other that don't like each other.
Just cause it's like, oh, you're the biggest artist in the world, along with me. Let's do something to make big
For
music.
I mean,
for money.
This isn't gonna be a watch the throne kind of situation, like where it's like I like this guy.
But
Like,
what
we
about
not vibing? We not Pippen and Jordan.
Yeah,
what about Kanye and Pusha? They don't have the best relationship anymore, but as recently as what was it?
Diet Coke.
Dry.
It's almost dry.
That was
It's
like
almost dry.
2 years ago. That was like
Yeah.
2-3 years ago.
So like, I felt like there was tension even back then.
I
There
feel
is
like-
chemistry there, but
I feel like with Pusha T, because Pusha T operates very differently. I think Pusha T is probably having more direct conversations with Ye than we know about.
yeah,
To where Pusha T probably don't feel no ways about Ye.
Yeah.
Because everything is already said.
he
It's
said
not
he
no
didn't
weird-
feel like he was a man.
Yeah,
Those are some
And that-
damning.
and,
Yeah,
like,
but
granted,
I feel like that nigga would say that to his face.
Yeah.
yeah, and
know?
that's the thing about Push. Like even when I think the whole situation between Push and Ye started to get a little rocky around 2018 when he started doing the MAGA hat. And but then because every interview Push was doing, they would ask him about the Kanye and the MAGA hat and all that shit.
Yeah.
And Push always maintained like, listen, Kanye believes in what Kanye believes in. He tries, we have conversations about it all the time.
I
He
like
kno-
his beats.
He knows how I
Pretty
feel
much.
about this shit. He knows how I feel about what he talks about or where he stands and things politically. He knows where I stand and things politically. But we don't let that come between like what we do as artists.
I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm just trying to further the conversation, see like if there's parallels between one relationship that could be brought into another, because like we know Pusha and Kanye probably don't talk like now how they used to.
Nah, they don't talk at all. Like and like once Ye started doing the whole full blown Hitler Nazi shit, of course, naturally anybody with a fucking brain's gonna get away from him because it's like
literally
this man's-
radioactive.
Yeah, and you got the idiots on Twitter who are like, oh, he's gonna just leave his man's like that, abandon his man's like that. It's like, dude, if your man's turns into a Nazi, leave him.
We leaving niggas in the past for a lot less.
A lot less.
A
Yes.
lot less.
So if you want to be a Nazi in 2026, I'm leaving your ass right where you are.
right where you
Stay
stand,
there.
brother.
Yeah. So that's why they don't talk anymore. But I do believe like when they were working together, like that they would have a better working relationship than anything Drake and Kanye did or
Kendrick.
anything. Well, I mean, because we talked
Oh,
about
yeah.
as an example.
Yeah.
But then even with Drake and Kendrick, Kanye and Push are gonna have way better chemistry than Drake and Kendrick will because they actually work together consistently. Drake
Yeah.
and Kendrick haven't worked with each other since 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was just a radio single, and they're both completely different artists than they were on Poetic Justice.
Yeah.
It was they spent a lot of time together in the studio. So I think it's a bit more natural than that would be. That collab would be.
I think it's been up between Kendrick and Drake since the Control, because I think my brain goes back to the Angie Martinez interview where he's like, "You guys are hyping this," in his like Canadian accent.
Yeah.
where he's like, "You guys are hyping this is." I thought it was all love. Like, no, nigga, this is
Well,
war.
I guess it also
This is sport.
I guess it also started with the MTV top 10 rappers list
Really?
that year because I think Kendrick won it that year over Drake. Like Drake was number 2 and Kendrick was number 1.
Okay.
And like that was kind of like the issue. So that's why like Drake dissed him on I think the Shit remix.
The what?
The
Shit.
Shit by Future. You
Oh,
ain't bro,
okay. Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Drake was on the remix.
I was like, the what?
Drake was on the remix and he took some shots at Kendrick. People were speculating.
Okay.
And then Control comes out after.
Yes.
And then bada boom, bada bing, Avalanche. Here we are now.
Hey, Titty Boy was number 2 that year.
Oh, Titty Boy.
On this
Drake
MTV.
was number 5 behind
Yeah.
Nas, Rick Ross, and 2 Chainz.
What else came out in 2013?
What came out in 2013?
Well, I think nothing was the same.
That they're basing that off of 2012.
Okay.
What
So
came out in
still,
2012?
though.
it might have been Take Care.
They did fuck up on the list.
Nah, because you had Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, 2 Chainz was on that feature run. Plus, he dropped his album that year.
Why is Rick Ross-
Rick Ross dropped.
he dropped.
He was on that fucking crazy run.
He
was-
dropped. God Forgives. I Don't. That was.
But then Rich Forever dropped that year too.
But what did Nas drop for him?
He
to be
dropped
over?
Life Is Good,
Oh, okay.
and that was like considered his best album at the time, or like one of
Okay.
his best. So yeah, 2012 was a good year. So I see why Drake was number 5, but
2012 is like
That's
entering
tough.
prime
That's
Drake.
a tough year. But what Drake album came out in 2013?
nothing was the same.
Damn.
Yeah. Listen, bro, we was outside. I remember all this shit. I remember all this shit. So like that's why I can tell you right now like why Drake was number 5. Because Nas, Rick Ross,
You taking
2
Rick Ross
Chainz.
over Nothing Was the Same?
No, but that list was made in 2013, so I'm assuming they're going off with the work they put out in 2012.
I'm saying, would you do this same list?
Oh, if this was all 2013 work, no.
Yeah.
No.
Who would be your top 3?
Well, Kanye be higher. Kanye dropped Jesus, A$AP Rocky.
I think 2 Chainz makes sense, low key.
Yeah, because he's coming off that. He was on that feature run.
He was on a crazy feature run. He just dropped the tape. Then he dropped the album. The album
Based
was
on a
really
true story.
great. Yeah, based on a true story. But the feature one was crazy. I'm maybe lower.
Because Rick Ross was like one of the best rappers for like 3 years. 3-4 years during that. From like 2010 to like, 2014. He was on a run.
I'll probably go Kendrick, Ye, Drake, 2 Chainz.
Top 4? Yeah.
And I don't know who else I would put.
I mean, Meek Mill definitely deserved to be up there. He was number 10 on that list.
Yeah.
Because he was coming off of DC2, which is like one of the hottest mixtapes that year.
And you know what's crazy? Never mind. I ain't even gonna bring it up.
Yeah, we have more clips. What's this one? So this one, we have a clip from J. Cole. This is an interview that he did with Cameron on Talks with Flea. And in this clip, this was one of the moments where it's like sometimes talking a little too much can kind of expose your hand, right? And so, of course, as we know, J. Cole got into a fight with Diddy at the Grammy parties or, one of the award show after parties back in 2014, 15, right around the time Control dropped, right? So this was a clip of J. Cole talking about that situation, and Cameron asked him if he could go into detail about the night he fought Diddy. This was the answer that J. Cole gave. So, Nelson, if you could please press play on that clip.
I also do want to say that J. Cole mentioned this scuffle first on Let Go My Hand.
Yeah, on the offseason.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like me and Puff, like we hadn't had no problem for years. Even after that, like it was cleaned up quick and we was in a good spot.
Right.
But Puff was on the song that I had on off season, and like so we was gonna put it out, thinking like, yo, it's cool. Like enough time has passed, he ain't gonna feel no way. Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
And then all the shit happened with him.
Right.
And I was just like, nah. It felt like damn near like kicking a man when he's down.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It was like it would have gave the news and the world more ammo.
I got what you're saying.
Just destroy this dude.
Yeah, it wasn't a good time to put it out.
It wasn't a good time. So similarly, right now, it's like I want to tell it because it's ill, but I'm like, nah.
But it did happen.
Oh no, it happened. Yeah.
Okay, got you. We talked. You mentioned.
All right, so that's essentially what he talks about in regards to like the Diddy shit. And this is kind of like my issue with Cole, man, because it's like you just riding the fence on a lot of shit. You don't want to really stand on anything that you feel like is going to cause some backlash, might have some turmoil, or might cause a little bit of issue or discourse on social media. So you kind of play the fence on both sides. But this is like one of the worst things you could play both sides on. Yeah. Like, you don't want to kick Diddy while he's down. Like, Diddy's one of the worst.
What the hell are you talking about?
Diddy is a terrible human being that you should kick while he's down because he deserves it. Like, I don't know. I really, and this is coming off the week of the Usher shit too. So it's like, I don't like how motherfuckers are kind of soft launching this Diddy
revival,
redemption arc.
Yeah,
like they're kind of setting up for Diddy to come out and just be welcome with open arms, by like not wanting to shit on him because like this is a terrible person. Like we all watched the Diddy documentary, we all talked about it, and we all gave our thoughts about it. And it's some of the most heinous shit we've seen from a public figure in the celebrity world. Like I'm not, there's obviously way sicker shit going on, but what Diddy was doing was heinous shit. And for you to be like, I don't want to kick a man while he's down, just kind of like makes you like a bitch in my eyes because it's like you're trying to stand up for a man that did a lot of heinous shit. And you rather protect his image than stand on something that actually means something.
I think it's less about Diddy's image and about Cole's image.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And well, I feel like that's fine. Like,
nah,
I don't think, because we already know Diddy is foul. I don't think Cole is like protecting him from anything.
And I only say that because there was a moment where like J. Cole was like condemning Nas, because I guess Nas had some issues back in the day with domestic violence, and he was condemning Nas for that.
When was this?
This was like maybe a couple years ago. Let me see. I can look it up real quick.
Well, while you look that up, while he's saying this shit where he's like, I don't want to kick a man while he's down, the first thing that came to my mind is like the Kevin Gates, boy, fuck you.
Yeah.
Died today. Like,
that ass.
Boy, fuck you. Literally, bro. It's like, in my head, I'm thinking like, why even bring that shit up if you're gonna talk about it, or if you're not gonna talk about it, if you're not gonna go into depth.
He didn't bring it
up.
Oh
yeah, it was 2018. It was It was 2018.
I thought Cameron brought it up.
No, Cameron did bring it up.
Cameron brought it up in the interview.
To ask it, yeah.
Cameron brought it up in the interview, but why even bring up that you had a scuffle with P. Diddy? Why even bring up this stuff?
Are you talking about
because
in the rap?
it's something that everybody's talked about. Cole just started talking about this on the offseason, but it was a story we've always heard in the industry from people that were there that night that Cole got into a fight with Diddy. And it went to the offseason where he actually addressed it himself. But that by that point, he was already cool with Puff again. And that's why he didn't even want to go into it now, because I guess him and Puff are cool again, but then, Puff's in the situation he's in. So he doesn't want to kick a man while he's down. But I found that article. It was in 2018. J. Cole distanced himself from Nas, citing abuse allegations.
And who's that through?
This was on Pitchfork. In a new interview that would D-Lock it on Billboard, J. Cole voiced strong opinions about Nas, who he publicly supported in the past, and said he was hurt to learn about the allegations of mental and physical abuse leveled by Nas against his ex-wife, Khalees, which Nas has since responded to the allegations, stating, "I do not beat women." And he said, quote, Cole said, quote, "It feels weird because I fuck with Nas, but I have to be honest. I came up seeing too much fucked up shit for that to be acceptable. I don't care who it is. I don't give a fuck with people. I don't fuck with people abusing women, and I don't fuck with people not taking care of the kids." Which is ironic because it's like that's everything Diddy was doing aside from like not taking care of his kids, but he was physically abusing women, which we saw in the documentary. We saw on all these videos with Cassie during the trial. We see all the sick shit Diddy did. So like, why can't you take that stand now?
Fair points. Fair points all around. Just in my head again, like, why bring it up? Like,
well, yeah, I mean, Cameron brought it up, and it's funny because
think that's people bring it up because it's like it's a headline. It's anytime Diddy name get mentioned, it's gonna get clicks. It's clickbait.
And even if his goal wasn't to like protect Diddy's image by saying he doesn't want to kick a man when he's down, he could have just said like, "Listen, I don't even want to talk about that."
Yeah.
You're right. He definitely could have had a better response, but I'm not gonna be too hard on him. I don't expect Cole to be on some like fuck, Diddy and like it would be cool to see a rapper take a stance against sexual assault. I don't think he needs to do that in this moment. Because when Diddy is brought up in context of a fight that he had with Cole, like it's more of a personal thing with Cole. It's a different story. Not excusing any of the Diddy shit.
I see what you're saying. You don't want his personal story and his personal gripe be thrust into the whole lineage of sexual assault, and that be the thing.
The topic.
The backdrop of it is like weird. It's better that he take the stance like
I just rather not talk about it.
Yeah, that would have been a better response. Like I don't really want to talk about that, Cam, and Cam would have kept pushing, right? But the fact that you said I don't want to kick a man while he's down is why.
That's wild.
It's a very heaven sent quote.
Kick that nigga.
Yeah, kick him while he's down.
Kick him in. In Dave Chappelle, the Chappelle Show, kick him in the ass. Kick him in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And it's just like because
I don't think,
and because
if he does do that, it feels more out of character. It feels like he's moving under that pressure that he's been talking about.
Honestly, is there pressure to say fuck Diddy? Is that really a pressure situation
based
to say
on
right
this
now?
Response, yeah.
Like that's not a pressure situation. It's easy to say fuck Diddy. It's just that easy. We can keep it moving.
Yeah, but it's like, what do we get from that? What does anyone get from that?
It's just like, all right, cool. Like at least you know where you stand on that matter. No, I'm just not. I'm saying it to him.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying though, and now you're bringing up this as like a negative thing, but he stood on the right side then.
Nah,
right?
he did, but it's like, why can't you stand on that side again with Diddy? Is it because Diddy's more dangerous than Nas?
Nah, I wouldn't even.
Are you more scared of Diddy than Nas? I mean, Diddy blowing cars up.
Are you scared to let Diddy down?
You feel me?
Yeah,
because
I don't know.
And I'm only using this because I think sometimes there's been a lot of hypocrisy in these Cole interviews with some things he talks about, and it's just this was his exact quote. It feels weird that I fuck with Nas, but I have to be honest, I came up seeing too much fucked up shit for that to be acceptable. I don't care who it is. I don't fuck with people abusing women, and I don't fuck with people not taking care of their kids. Like he didn't have to speak on the Nas situation, but he felt very passionate about it.
Yeah.
He came up in a background where he saw people abuse women, so he's like, I don't fuck with that at all. We saw the Diddy documentary. I'm sure Cole saw it. At least Cole has had to see something from the Diddy documentary or the Diddy trials of like him abusing Cassie or the stories and whatnot. So it's like he's doing all the shit you try to condemn Nas for.
In the Cam interview, didn't he say that he didn't watch TV or like he
watches YouTube a lot. That's where he gets a lot of
he
his,
wasn't like tapped into a lot of things.
Yeah, he's not on social media like that, but his main platform he uses is YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's how he gets his information.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of get it. I get why, because during the Shine interview that Cameron and Mace did, Mace was there and Cam was like, yeah, this is like rare because Mace has straight up told me, he's like, I don't give a fuck about talking to these people, Cam. Like when you want to have artists for interviews, I won't be here because I don't care to talk to them. Like even Snoop, when Snoop was up there, Mace said he didn't really say shit to Snoop because he was like, I come from the old ways of like, when he was part of the Bad Boy when that shit was popping off. So when Big died.
So what side is Mace on then?
Mace, because during that Shine interview, they talked
out the way.
They talk. Yeah, Mace is out. That's what I'm saying. Mace is out the way because he don't fuck with none of these motherfuckers because like he hates Diddy and because him and Shine talked about Diddy and Mace was kind of like what you was on like, I don't. People that was around Diddy enabled that, so they're not scot free. Like they're not victims here. Like they're just as part of the problem as much as Puff was because y'all allowed this man to get this out of control. You never reeled him in, so y'all just as fault as he is. And so like if Mace is somebody that's not gonna hold his tongue when it's time to talk about Diddy. He's never been that person. So if Mace was there, I can't see him. J. Cole is getting off this. I don't want to kick a man while he's down bullshit off because it's Diddy for one.
Yeah,
like he deserves any kicking he gets because he's did plenty.
I don't know, Killer.
Yeah, like nah, because Cole and Mace already had an issue back in the day. Remember from Born Center, back 9-7, back when Mace was a reverend. Yeah, like that was like a weird issue that Mace didn't take like kindly to. So he was like, I remember when that Born Center album came out, Mace did an interview and he talked about like, like if I see Cole, he gonna have to probably apologize for that. And so if you try to get on their platform and talk about, I don't want to kick Diddy while they down, knowing the history Mace has with Diddy and how he feels about it, I don't think Cole gonna be able to get that off without some pushback.
Yeah, I mean, Mace wasn't there.
Mace went there though, but that's these moments be why he doesn't be there.
I think. Yeah, he definitely could have just been like, I don't really want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that situation is like when it comes to anything that is of that nature, abuse of that nature, is definitely like a no-brainer and it's wrong.
Yeah.
But as far as like people just, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm more of a hippie. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, shit, I don't know. I don't want the gavel in my hand.
Yeah.
You feel
I don't want to be the judge here. Yeah.
And I don't. It's tricky. I can't even articulate my thought around that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You
For
get
me,
what I'm saying?
Yeah, for me personally, it's just an easy answer. Like, nah, fuck that dude. Like, it's just
What
that
Kevin Gates
easy
say?
for me.
Boy, fuck you.
Yeah,
Not today.
but can't press the issue if you don't want to press the issue.
Yeah.
And like Cameron obviously ain't going like, nah, son. Like, how do you really feel about Diddy? Like, if you don't want to, it was a quick, did you really fight Puff? You want to talk about that? Nah, I don't want to talk about that right now. Yeah. All right, cool. But which is essentially what he said, but just how he worded it was the issue.
My thing was the excitement where he's like, yeah, we was going to talk about it. But
we was, but then everything started popping off.
See, that's what I don't like. I don't just cut it off at the head. Like, like I left it in the art. Let's keep it at the art. And I don't want to talk about it.
You could just say, I don't want to talk about Diddy with everything going on because I don't want that associated with me.
Yeah.
I don't even want to have a clip with his name in it.
Yeah. And
shit.
now we got a clip.
Now we got a clip that we just watched with his name in it. Now we yelling at him.
And now we got another clip.
I guess I'm saying like him saying he doesn't want to kick a man while he's down isn't him necessarily like
condoning it.
Yeah, or backing Diddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where I'm like, I'm not tripping over the response too much.
Yeah. We do have another clip though.
Yes. This from another clip from the Cameron interview. This one he's talking about how J. Cole said he found it disgusting how people tried to tear down Drake while he was also proud of being Kendrick Lamar's friend.
The Drake and Kendrick thing got totally out of hand. Do you think it spiraled out of control?
The world, right away, the world became like politics. You're either Democrat or Republican. You're either Kendrick or you Drake. And you got to pick a side, boom, boom. And I felt like the nigga that was like disgusted both ways damn near. You know what I mean? So when you say, did it get out of hand? It's like, creatively, that's not my place to say.
Right.
But I think the out of hand that I think is like, to me, is like disgusting how people try to use that opportunity,
like
either show how they really felt about
like
Drake the whole time,
Right.
or just like pile on
That's a fact.
and tear this dude down and like create a narrative as if he's not great. It was a whole campaign and probably still is to this day.
Right.
So on one hand, it's
He
like
should have asked him if he
I feel
liked
weird
not
and
like
they gonna
us.
make headlines out of this. Just like when I see Kendrick get the moment he had, the pop out, the stadium, the Super Bowl,
The Grammys.
the Grammys. I'm like, I'm just as proud of this nigga as I was when I knew him back then. But I also hate that for Drake. And I hate how the world turns on him. And simultaneously, I'm over here like, man, I hope Iceman go crazy.
So, you know, I'm really sick of motherfuckers just trying to make Drake look like a victim or just make it seem like he had no hand in what happened in this battle. Like, no, this battle's been years in the making. Drake has had a history of taking subliminal shots at a lot of people. Drake has had a history in the industry of snaking people for their women, doing a lot of shady shit to people behind the scenes because he's Drake and he can do it and he's the biggest artist in the world. So what the fuck you gonna do about it if I steal your bitch? You ain't gonna do nothing because you need my feature. You need my verses. You need my hooks.
You need the stimulus.
You need the stimulus. So like I can do whatever I want in this industry. So naturally, when your shit's the fan and you getting your ass whooped, everybody's gonna cheer it on. And it's like you can't be mad at that. You was a shitty person during your time on top. So now that you about to fall hard, of course people that you did the shit against are gonna jump on you and go against you.
These niggas are 35 plus. Like, these are grown men. All have children. All knew what the fuck they were doing before Like That came out.
Yeah.
Before Like That came out. So I'm not buying this whole,
how could they just do this against Drake?
Yeah.
And on top of that, no one ever said Drake wasn't great.
Yeah.
Like even when Kendrick said, my last one's a classic, you don't have one or something like that. No one agreed with that.
Yeah.
We didn't say, Drake has no classics.
It just sounded good.
It just sounded good in a rap battle. It was a lie that Kendrick got off and stood on. But we all knew as listeners, like, that's a lie. Like, Drake has classics. And, like, so it's not like we never said Drake wasn't great or when he lost the battle, we're like, see, I told you he was never great. Like, no. Drake's discography is still Drake discography. Take Care is still there. Nothing Was the Same still there. All these classics are still there in his discography. Those are something he claims. So it was never a question of Drake's greatness. It was more of a question of Drake's character.
Yes.
And integrity and where it lies in hip hop. And we saw it got exposed on the biggest stage of them all that Drake doesn't have a lot of integrity for hip hop. Yeah. And we saw how that backfired on him in a hip hop battle. Yeah. He tried to be bigger than the genre, bigger than the program. He thought he was bigger than the genre that it wouldn't matter how he performed. So he phoned it in. Then he got his ass whooped. Like everything that happened to Drake is Drake's fault. Yeah. Like Drake, it all led up.
There's nothing.
There's nothing to do. Like
there's no caveat.
There's none. It's all Drake's fault. It wasn't like motherfuckers start picking on Drake out of nowhere in 2024. Like no, this was something that's been building up since Control, like we talked about earlier. It's been building up since 2013, 2012. It just finally came to a head. Yeah. And unfortunately for Drake, he wasn't ready for it in the moment. Unfortunately for J. Cole, he wasn't ready for it in the moment. Yeah. The only one that was ready that said, fuck the big three, it's just Big Me. Yeah. And when it was all said and done, it was just him.
We were ready too.
We were.
Yeah.
We were all ready.
Yeah.
Like
Iron Man versus Captain America. Yeah. Scorpion versus Sub-Zero.
Yeah. Like it was about to be one of those battles, but only one person out of the big three was prepared for the moment.
Only one controller was plugged in.
J. Cole, like, I don't think we watched the clip, but the clip in the Cameron interview, he asked him, like, yo, what was your response when you first heard Like That when it dropped? And he was like, the first thing I thought was like, oh, this is gas. I love this. Second thing I thought was, not right now, dog. Like, I can't. Not right now. I'm about to drop the fall off. Like, not right now.
One thing my mom always says, and I believe this is in the Bible, but she says, a double-minded man is never stern in his ways. And that's evident with this dude, Cole, man. It's like you can't have two perspectives on everything that we ask you. Yeah. Have one perspective.
He definitely, you could tell he's like been constantly conflicted. Yeah. Like throughout his career.
It's like that book meme where the eyes are going both ways.
Which one?
Yeah.
The SpongeBob meme.
Is just like, I still look at this rollout as a testament to his growth. And I admire Cole's ability to like just kind of grow throughout his career. And man, the battle was a tricky situation for him to maneuver. And we obviously think he could have did a lot better. Yeah. But as far as cleanup goes and him putting out the fall off, man, Cole is doing much better. I think, man, the more I don't think Cole's rollout and the fall off helps Drake at all.
No, because it kind of adds another pressure for Drake when the album drops.
It adds more pressure because the fall off is a good project.
Yeah.
The rollout has been cool.
It's very personable. It's very J. Cole. Like for
Cole-
better or worse, it's very J. Cole. He's being authentically him. And
Yeah,
I
Cole
think
has his integrity intact.
Yeah.
I think Drake's integrity is still in question.
yeah.
In like a general sense, in a hip hop sense, maybe not, because Cole wasn't the only one responding this way to the beef. Like Hove very much is having a similar reaction.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait till we talk about the whole interview.
Because it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Cole, like I said, he's being authentically him. So I can't even be mad about him just doing what he wants to do best. But it has been funny to hear him bring up the fact that his wife cried twice. Like, because he brought up the fact that his wife cried.
I don't believe
when
that.
When he told her what he was gonna do at Dreamville Fest, like the day of, like an hour before he went on stage, he said she cried. Like, he said that in 2 interviews.
I don't believe that.
He really brought up that point in 2 interviews. So I was like, damn, you really want us to know you made your wife cry over that decision?
Yeah, there's no pushback with any of these interviews, and there's a reason. I didn't watch the Mellow video.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't really care.
I'll talk about that because
Yeah.
that's a talking point I want to talk about with the Hove interview, but we'll
Yeah.
get to that in a second. We do have one more clip from a J. Cole interview. This one's from Nadeska.
Shout out
And
Nadeska, man.
Shout out Nadeska. Like I said, man, every week is somebody else. Like Nadeska was last week, was the hottest journalist in the world, man.
Wait, hold up. Because I do want to point out, I called it. He did the Cameron interview.
Yeah.
And I respect him for doing that because it's like, you gotta address it.
Yeah.
You gotta go
And
there.
honestly though, but Cam and Cole brought this up numerous times during the interview. He's like, "Yo, man, my bad if I'm just rambling, if I'm ranting," because a lot of that whole interview is essentially just J. Cole talking.
Yeah.
And Cameron was just like, "Yeah,
Word soup.
yeah," and like, "Oh no, you good? Explain yourself, man. Go ahead, take your time."
There are no building questions. There's no questions that kind of challenge or like take it to a different, exit or highway that we
think
like analogies that we use.
People are over peace.
We're over peace. Like, yeah, we're over riding the fence.
No, because what we're looking for is a fight or argument, and I did expect Cam for it to be more tense.
Yeah,
It makes it feel kind of gimmicky.
It was a
because
gimmick.
of how chill it was, but it was like, I don't know.
It was never-
the energy, and I don't remember who Cam was talking about. It was like the energy was way different when he was like talking about the lawsuit or like, I don't know.
yeah, because it was. Cameron said in the interview that it was never the point of suing him was never the goal to actually get money. It was to get his attention. Like, yo, follow through with this commitment.
Yeah.
So it was never about money. It was just like, I need to get your attention to let you know how I need this follow up.
Yeah.
And like on top of that, Cole mentioned that he didn't think it was a swap for swap because he doesn't come from that.
Yeah.
And Cameron was like, he's like, that's on me because like I come from that era of like, yo, if I just do something for you off the strength, you owe me when it's time.
I do like that J. Cole wanted to get the business out of the way right as soon as Cam did the verse. And he's like, I don't want somebody feeling like they owe me. Mm-hmm. That's a big thing on me. Like, I don't want anybody to like not have leverage, but just like be upset with me and have things fester and build. And then you got lawsuits coming in. So
yeah,
I do appreciate that he said that. I just wish that, I don't know, Cam would have pushed back just a little bit. Like,
because I think it's one of them situations where, Cam is not like a journalist.
Yeah.
So I think in those moments, you see that kind of get exposed. And that's not even exposed like in a bad way. I'm not saying Cam's not good at his job. I like Cameron as an interviewer. It's just like in those moments, that's where a real journalist can come in and really thrive in an interview and raise the conversation.
yeah.
Yeah.
The company, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
The company man had a good perspective on it where it's like J. Cole, Drake, and Kendrick are 3 people that have a unique situation that probably will never happen again.
No.
In which
We'll never see this
they're included in the apex of what a whole genre is paying attention to.
Yeah.
And when you give these, in my opinion, weak answers to questions that everybody's been dying to know for 2 or so years, it just doesn't hit the mark.
It's very anticlimactic.
Yeah, but I think, not to shade Cole, I kind of already expected this.
Yeah.
Like for real, once he
That's just me laughing.
Once he apologizes, you kind of discredit him as far as like the battle goes.
Yeah. And you don't want to hear what he
And
says.
then that's where like my mind, after a while, I was just like, all right, Cole played it how he did. if this is the last Cole album, I'm gonna approach it as a fan.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna listen to it as a fan, and I switch my hat from a critic to being like, let me take
Consume.
this in and receive this.
Yeah.
The how it's intended to be received. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, when it's all said and done, and I've been saying like the project is gonna grow over time.
Yeah.
Like, it's aging well, and over time, like he's gonna be like, I'm trying to think of an athlete. I ain't gonna say Melo, probably Melo.
Oh, just put your hands down.
You're covering up your
when
face.
it's all
Yeah.
said and done, it's some Melo vibes there.
Where it's
as
gonna be
far
like
as his
appreciated
legend
after
status.
he's
Yeah,
done.
like,
Westbrook.
you think Westbrook?
Westbrook's a good
Westbrook.
one. Yeah, because I think right now
He got numbers. He goated.
Yeah.
But he just not them.
Dude, he got a Westbrook.
And on top of that, it's like I think with the whole thing, and really when you break it down, it's just like J. Cole's role in it doesn't even go that deep after he apologizes. Like after he apologizes, like he's out the beef.
yeah.
So there's really nothing you could really talk to him about other than just like how'd you feel about everything that went down. Like there's really no perspective that he could really offer because like we said earlier, he was never actually actively involved in this beef. He had that one moment that he acted out of character and he apologized, and then we never heard from him again till now.
yeah.
I think he's always going to be attached to the beef.
Nah, he is, but
It's
I
like
think
not in a
once
good
they
way.
realize there's not really much you can get from him in terms of like what happened, it's gonna stop being a topic of conversation for him. But he'll always be
Yeah.
associated with it. But it's like if this is what you're offering us in terms of your answers, then going forward, there's really no point in asking him
I
any
think
more
that's
questions.
better for him.
Yeah.
Like, cause he has a body of work that he's proud of. Is the body of work is gonna speak for itself.
Yeah, and the album's
And
doing well. He's about to go on
ultimately-
tour.
Yeah,
It's like he got a lot going on for him.
yeah. Ultimately, that's gonna be what people remember,
Yeah,
and it's more pressure on Drake. Now
Yeah.
because of this.
because Cole came through.
It
Cole
could-
came through with a strong double disc album for which we thought might have been his final album, but it's not. But it's a great body of work for Cole to kind of just
Which is another cop-out, J. Cole.
what.
That if this is my final album, nigga, that's what you were saying.
That's
what
what
the
you're
hell are
saying
you
for
talking about?
8 years.
We need to rename this, or I'm going to rename him If Man.
If man, the
Like,
if man.
The If Man. Now, if I would have done it, it would have been something else. All right. Nadeska,
All
Albert
right.
Music.
Yes, now we got a clip from the Nadeska interview. Hey, shout out to Nadeska. This was the first interview Cole put out after putting out the Fall Off a month prior. He wanted to have the album sit for a month before he started doing interviews and whatnot. So he let the album sit for a month, and the first person he sat down with, or at least the first person that put out the interview first, was Nadeska. This is off the Baby Keem interview that she dropped 2 days prior. So Nadeska was on a hot week.
Yeah.
With the J. Cole interview dropping later in the week. So here's a clip from Nadeska's interview where Cole talks about something interesting that I would like to get y'all perspective on, but it's like him talking about how he isn't comfortable with his kids listening to hip hop yet.
You know, and once I had kids, it's like, yo, I'm not personally comfortable. I'm very grateful. I grew up in this house with my mom and eventually my stepfather, who had no regard for what the fuck I heard or watched. You know what I mean? Like, I got a stepfather who put me on the pot at 6, 7 years old. Thank God I can't do that. Like I can't play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah.
Like I can't play that for my kids. And by the way, Pac was maybe one of the best he played. It was like, you know, he had Ice-T albums, you know what I mean? Cube albums. It was straight gangster rap. And I'm grateful though, because I'm riding to school with Pour Out a Little Liquor playing like every day. I'm 10 years old. I started young, kicking dust, man. Living rough. You watch your mouth around my mama, you couldn't cuss, man. I had that experience. I'm not comfortable yet, and I don't know if it's right or wrong. I'm not judging myself or anybody else for what they do, but I'm not comfortable playing my favorite songs around my kids yet, because the content, you know what I mean, is sexual, is violent, is boom, boom. I don't
I'm
want
the
nobody.
same. That's why it's
There
so
we
hard
go.
when albums drop on Friday
There you
and
go.
I have to have an opinion Monday.
Yes.
When am I supposed to do that
There you
with two
go.
little kids running around?
There you go.
You know, it's stressful.
So let me ask y'all that, man. How do y'all feel about that take, man? Would y'all feel comfortable right now? If you guys had kids, none of us have kids in this room, but if y'all had a kid right now, would you feel comfortable playing hip hop around them?
It depends on the kid. It's very much because some kids will listen to that shit and go do dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like if you can't appreciate it in the way that I'm seeing it or I'm trying to present it, I wouldn't feel comfortable playing that with them like
Yeah.
out the gate. It just kind of depends on the situation. I don't know. I have like mixed feelings about it because I could get it from a certain perspective, but if you raising them to like appreciate it as an art form and to look at it from that perspective, it's a bit different.
What about you, Andre? How'd you feel about that take?
Do
you agree with it?
I think that's a terrible take.
Terrible take. Drop a bomb for that one, Andre. Drop a bomb for that one. Andre, come out the gates hot.
No, I just don't. I'm not a fan of that shit, man. Like, you know what this genre has done for you and your family, to where you have the privilege to, shelter them to what you want them to be sheltered from. But I feel like you are doing them a disservice when you're not showing them the things that made you who you are.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to plant that seed early on. And it's like, these are the things that I was listening to. This is what I learned from them. And this is how I turned out. Like, J. Cole was listening to some explicit stuff when he was a kid. He didn't become the explicit person that he was listening to. So I think that it's a cop-out. It's like when people say violent video games make a violent person.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the case. It's the perspectives and the experiences that these people go through. And you're responsible for the upheaval of the experience that you put your children through. Like, you can shelter them all you want, but if you're sheltering them for something specific, they're going to want to find, what they want to find.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to play Pokemon. Guaranteed I had some Pokemon at school that I tucked away that it drew me to that because I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, but that's what I'm saying is like, it really depends on the kid.
Yeah.
Because as long as they're able to understand what it is,
Yeah.
and to appreciate it properly, you can do that. I looked up how old his kids are. They're like 8 and 6.
Yeah.
So
I'm
it's
not saying show this nigga like fucking who shot you and all these different things of like explicit language, dick, pussy, damn, bitch shit. Nobody's
Yeah.
saying that, but like, you got explicit lyrics, nigga. Are you not showing them your music?
Yeah.
That's a disservice to your children.
And I agree with what you said, Andre, because I think, and also what you said, Alex, in terms of like how they dissect the music and how they're viewing it and how they listen to it. Because when I was a kid, I'm pretty much like J. Cole. I grew up in a household, like I had parents that were early 20s when I was a baby. So like I grew up with damn near kids raising me, like young adults growing into full adults.
Yeah.
So I was still around like my mom, and then when they were like 24 or 25, like they're still like young adults doing young adult shit. So they wanted to hear young adult music, and at the time it was the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. So like gangster rap was like at the forefront of the culture. So like my dad was playing Ice Cube, Tupac, NWA, Dr. Dre, all that shit around me, and I loved it because it helped shape what I'm into. But then I remember also being a kid and them breaking down to me early on, like, yo, this is just entertainment.
Yes.
Like, it's just like movies, but it's just music.
Yeah.
So, like, anything you hear them talk about doing, like killing and shooting people and all of that, like, it's just
That's not what
real.
we doing.
Like, because if they was really murdering all these people,
They wouldn't be
They would be in
around.
jail.
Yeah.
Or they would have been killed.
Yeah.
If all these rappers were killing everybody they rapped about. So, it's just entertainment. So, I was able to listen to it from that perspective, knowing this is entertainment, and some of it may be based on a true story, just like movies.
Yeah.
But not all of it's going to be based on a true story.
Nobody's saying show the 8-year-old, 6-year-old drill music.
Yeah,
Nobody's saying that. But it's like, you have a responsibility as somebody who is a staple, a pillar in hip hop. Like, nobody will take that away from J. Cole. He is one of them ones, right? But, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, it's up to you to like help the genre move forward, and help expand to the next generation. But it's also like how you want to approach it. Like, for example, if I wanted to buy a hip hop CD when I was a kid, I could listen to the explicit versions with my parents because they were playing it. So they were adults, so I could listen to it around with adults.
Yeah.
It's like going to a rated R movie under 18. You need an adult with you. If there's one there, you can go see it.
Yeah.
And so it's like if I wanted to buy my own CD to listen to my own room, I had to buy the clean versions.
Yes.
But if my mom would listen to the Nelly CD, she had the dirty version.
Yeah.
And she didn't mind playing the explicit because she was there.
Yes.
Now, if I wanted to enjoy it my own time, it's got to be clean.
Yeah.
That was part of being a kid that wanted to listen to like hip hop.
Exactly.
So there was boundaries set for me early on as a kid to know, like, okay, this is for kids. Like, and we grew up at a time where we also had teen stars too.
Yeah.
So like we had a Bow Wow, we had Romeo, Sammy, all these kids that were making music that appealed to us, that were innocent and pure and fun. But then like once Chief Keef came in,
it's over.
The teenage circles became drill circles.
Yeah.
And then that we moved. That's the direction we've been in ever since.
It is more of a different environment.
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot of the kids on these drills is like 13, 14. Like
Literally.
they real young. And it's like, if you think about it, his kid's not too far from that. So it ultimately, I don't think this is like a permanent take that he's having. I respect the apprehension because I definitely would be hyper aware of like what I'm putting into my kids' ears.
That's important.
That is very important.
That's important to know what your kids are listening to.
I agree with you. Cole is probably one of the better people to have guide you through hip hop.
Yeah.
And I think eventually when that time comes, he'll do that. But it is like, I mean, Baby Chief do it, what he be talking about.
But my thing is,
you know what I'm saying? Like what he be talking about.
Like, I understand takes like this when it's like, I'm not going to put my kids in football or tackle sports or stuff like that, like contact sports.
Mm-hmm.
But like in terms of art and like consumption, you're in charge of that. You're the Brita filter that needs to be filtering out things that, like you said with rated R movies. When I would watch 007 or something like that, when it gets sexy time, my dad's covering my eyes.
Yeah.
So
because an adult's with you.
Exactly. But to say blanket sheet, I don't think I want my kids listening to hip hop. It just seems very hypocritical for somebody who made their living in hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same shit where I get on artists where they say, or musicians when they say, I'm not a rapper, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
Nigga, fuck that shit. What the fuck?
I want to hear that bullshit.
This is the shit that made you, and for you to have such a protective take, like you didn't also go through that, like it's just not on my. You know, I don't like that.
And if you're a black or brown person, I think it is, and you're a fan of hip hop, I think it is important for you to pass the genre on to the next generation because it's like this is your music.
Yes,
this represents your people, your struggle, or where your people come from and how they feel.
Yes,
and so this is now obviously there's different genres of music that black and brown people have done that contribute to, but hip hop is kind of like the one that represents us all.
You can draw a line from the Civil Rights Movement, Black Panthers to Tupac.
Yeah,
and to say that you can't or to be ignorant to that is irresponsible, especially as a black person.
And like he brought up Tupac, he's like, you know, I'm a kid listening to Pour Out a Little Liquor on the way to school. It's like you was getting good, like Pac had his How Do You Want It, but then he also had like Holla If You Hear Me, you know, like political music or music that was standing for his people, fighting for his people, Black Panther rally music. You know what I'm saying? Like shit that made you politically aware.
Yes,
and that's like one of the more important things about hip hop is like it help me become politically aware of like what's going on in the world as a kid. I'm like, okay, these people are trying to hold us down or like represent like
fight
the
power.
Fight the power.
Literally,
like,
bro.
It's how you start to learn more about the world. Like hip hop is a very raw art form.
Yeah.
And that's even though it's a super negative art form sometimes, that's just the environment these people grow up in. If you don't want drill music, make the environments these kids grow up in better.
Yeah.
It's not their fault they make drill music. This is the environment they grew up in. This is what people that look like them talk about. This is what they hear every day. So this is what they relate to because this is their environment.
I don't hate that take in totality. I just don't like it coming from a rapper who is a pillar within the space right now in general. Like I can't accept that.
Yeah, I feel that. Now, actually, that's a great transition because speaking of pillars, we have a clip. I'm pretty sure I sent it to you.
Yes.
We have a clip from the Hove interview. Hove did an interview with GQ, sat down with Frazier, who was also the same guy that interviewed the Clips when they did the GQ shit.
Shout out,
so Frazier, hey, listen, man, like I said, any week the top journalist in the world could be a new person, but just because they having a moment don't make me think that I'm not one of the best.
Yeah.
So Frazier had an interview with Jay-Z, right, on behalf of GQ. And one of the things that Hove talked about was the Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing. And Frazier asked him what he thought about it. And I thought it was super interesting because Hove said he believes we're at a point now in hip hop where we might not need battling. So we have that clip loaded up. Andre Nelso, do you have that ready for us?
I got it right here.
All right, let's see it.
We love the excitement, and I love the sparring and the music you get. Mm-hmm. But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it that you almost wish it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now people that like Kendrick hate Drake.
Yeah.
No matter what he makes, no matter what he says, and it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing and it's like, I don't know if I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth where the fallout lands, especially on on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The Stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like, it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing people kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I
How
don't
ironic.
like that. Maybe I've grown in a space that is probably, I sound like the old guy wagging the thing. But I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no thing. And, you had the battle and it was fun and then you moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
Because it takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just trying
They're
to
still talking about it.
It's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song I like this.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah.
It's like trying to, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Again, I love the idea that we got so much music in such a short period of time.
Great music.
Just everything around it was just like, man, it's like taking us a couple steps back.
Yeah.
And we just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm gonna say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
All right, let me just take it from the top here real quick. This is the same bullshit Skepta said when it was going down. And I didn't like when Skepta says it. I don't like when Hov says it either. But also, let me just take it from the top real quick with the Hov interview. I will say for this interview in general, I got to say Frazier did a great job holding it down, man. It was a great interview on his end. Because with Hov, I don't think we're ever going to get a hard-hitting Hov interview from anybody in the hip-hop media space. Because it's too guarded. And when it comes down to sitting down with an artist like Hov and somebody of his stature, you're not going to ask anything that's going to jeopardize this interview not coming out.
Do you think, staying there, do you think it was purposeful to pick an interviewee that was 10 when Super Nasty came out? Or what was this?
Super Ugly?
Super Ugly.
Nah, I mean, honestly, for real, it don't matter who you pick. It could be a guy that's fucking Elliot Wilson's age. It doesn't matter. Everybody's a fan of Hov. If I sat down with Hov, I'm not asking nothing stupid. I'm not going to ask anything that's going to jeopardize Hov walking out. Or I'm not standing that ground because it's like, this is a huge moment. And it's the downside of being in media because everything's so orchestrated. And Hov's not doing an interview if he can't dictate how it goes.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It sucks. I know. But no one's jeopardizing that moment.
But this is a guy who just said, like, bring kids into it. But on Super Ugly, he said, bust in the back seat and left condoms in your baby seat.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There was also, same with J. Cole, there's a lot of hypocritical points in this Hov interview that's like that. Like, if there was more pushback, and if Hov was in an interview space where the journalist can push back on talking points and kind of make Hov go in deeper or explain himself more into certain shit, I think Hov would get flustered.
Yeah.
Because
how convenient.
Hov essentially dictated that whole interview. And Frazier asked a couple questions in between when he could. But Hov was very talkative, and I like that. I think this is the most comfortable Hov's ever looked in an interview.
Yeah.
Just talking to Rick Rubin.
Yeah, man. like
just talking to the homie.
like when he was doing that shit with Magna Carta. But yeah, this interview, he was very comfortable. I liked hearing Hov talk about his family. I liked hearing him talk about being an artist. I liked him talking about his passion for music and what he does and how he can help elevate it. But when it comes to like this part, this clip right here, I was not a fan of because leading up to this point, the context in this conversation is before this point, he was talking about how the 4 pillars of hip hop aren't even like necessary anymore, essentially. This was the final pillar. Because he said the 4 pillars are DJing, breakdancing, graffiti, battling.
Yes.
And he went down each one. He was like, well, we don't really breakdance no more. Like graffiti's nice in some spots, but like it's not like a thing that's in the forefront of hip hop no more. He was like DJing. He's like, who's Drake's DJ? I don't know. And so it's like that. And he said, now we got battling. Hold on. Then he said, now we got battling.
Yeah.
And he broke it down. He's like, do we need that? And I didn't like that. I don't like how he just broke down essentially how we don't need the pillars of hip hop no more, because that's still the foundation of the
Exactly.
genre. You can't change it because you think it's time to move on or you feel like it's not relevant. And that's the thing. Hov is definitely a fucking 56-year-old billionaire, and he showed it in this interview with this topic specifically and his topics and how he covered the capitalist and billionaire conversation. But right now we talking about this.
Yeah.
So like this, and it's the hypocrisy, because like you said, it's super ugly. You said no wife, no kids are involved, right? But you brought up the fact that you left the condom in Nas's daughter's car seat.
Yeah.
After you slept with his baby moms.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's ironic and hypocritical, especially when you want to say we shouldn't be battling no more because it's too negative. We should be collabing more, which is ironic because you put out a song in 2009 called Every Day a Star is Born. And every rapper you mentioned on that fucking song, you had an issue with in their prime. Like when you was on top, you was dissing everybody you mentioned on Every Day a Star is Born.
Come on,
and now
Joe.
you want to talk to me about, hey, man, I knew in 1999 and 97, Mace was a problem, Ghostface was a problem, Raekwon was a problem.
Come on,
It's
Joe.
like, why didn't you work with them?
Yeah.
Why didn't you put them on your album? Because you knew what it was.
Yeah.
Like everybody, like, we know what it is, Hov. Like when you're on top and you're trying to be the guy, your ego's going to be in
He's trying to
place.
act like he's not competitive or
Yeah.
was like that, but he was like that
If you were outside
almost all the time.
If you know the history of Hov, like Hov was like that. There's nobody. It's Drake and Hov when it comes to subliminals.
Yes.
When it comes to being the king of subliminal shots, Drake and Hov are the best to ever do it.
Joe, Corner Joe.
So there's a lot of hypocrisy. And mind you, I love Hov's music. Like,
Yes.
I love Hov's music.
We love Hov.
We love Hov. This is not a Hov hating podcast. We're not anti-Rock Nation. Fuck Tory Lanez. We're
Rock
not-
Nation,
Yeah,
we'll pay.
you bitch ass motherfuckers turn on Hov for Tory Lanez. Like you fucking suck, bro. No
And
wonder.
Nicki Minaj.
No wonder y'all are fucking losers.
Minaj.
Yeah, y'all are just straight up losers. But I'm never turning against Hov on behalf for Tory Lanez. But I can point out Hov's flaws because I'm not like a super stan of Hov.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge fan. But I can call Hov's bullshit when it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And this was a bullshit take because before this, on top of that, he talked about how like why he put Kendrick on the Super Bowl and not somebody else because he was like
He's having a monster year.
he had a monster year and he had the biggest turnout rating wise for a halftime performance that year.
Yeah.
And so it's like why wouldn't I put him on the Super Bowl?
I think
Yeah.
it would be a better segue for him if he kind of had a bit more empathy towards it. Because like y'all are saying, like Hov knows firsthand what it's like to be in the middle of a competitive rap environment in a beef.
And lose.
And lose.
Yeah. And
Not take it well either.
Yeah.
And I think I kind of understand what he's saying as far as like the four pillars, because it is a completely
Different genre or different
time.
Landscape.
Yeah.
And
It's not the 80s no more.
yeah, we
Literally.
definitely, the internet and social media changed shit a lot. And I've never been at a rap show. I've been to very few rap shows where niggas was like
Going at it.
shouting out the DJ
Oh yeah.
crazy, like
Yeah.
like he was the focal point, or where niggas was there dancing. Like that's not. I feel like the 90s is when niggas stopped really
But
dancing
DJ
to that. But I never. I'm a kid from Kansas City, Missouri. I never was in New York where niggas was tagging shit. Like and I never was in that golden era of hip hop like that.
Yeah, but I think also because we are from the Midwest, so like some cultures, some aspect of the pillars may
They
not
don't
be
translate.
prevalent. But at the same time, though, like we are in an era where DJing's been on the rise for like the last 6 years.
Thank you, Joe.
Since the pandemic, and then on top of that, even if graffiti is not at the forefront, like what is it, freestyle? Like Jeezy does that shit. What's that? It's like graffiti.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but it's like they use a big ass marker and shit. Like Chris Brown does it, Chief Keef does it. There's still people that graffiti. It's just evolved.
Yeah.
So it's not straight up just
It's not-
spray cans.
It's not a pillar though.
And it's not
yeah, it's not
just
a forefront thing.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's also not confined within hip hop parameters. That's another thing with DJing. It's like it's not confined within hip hop parameters.
Yeah.
So like we can't just because it's not still within hip hop doesn't make it a limb from hip hop. It doesn't make it less important. Like Soulection, all these different things. Like we can't act like DJs aren't known.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Hov is trying to say though, is like that it's not in the forefront how it was when the golden era was happening.
When it was like Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
I think with the beef, the battling part of it, yes, I do think there is a sparring element that he's talking about that was prevalent that we did witness on first person shooter, where it's like Drake
The
and-
collaboration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going back and forth.
That's
right?
good.
And
That's
I
good.
think at the end of the day, though, like we are all still human, right? And that I think the Drake and Kendrick beef runs a bit deeper than the public knows about.
Yeah.
So that situation and this battle happened publicly is a bit different than just talking about how like you smoking on such and such pack and like niggas is actually dying from the beef.
Whacking out.
That's not this.
That's not.
Like that's drill beef.
But I think that is more of a reality, and it kind of piggybacks on the Cole situation of like, do I play this Chief Keef song for my? Well, I know he's not playing Chief Keef, but do I play this song for my kids when in 4 years he could be on some gangster shit and lose his life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd love to know what Drake is playing for Adonis. You think he says the N-word?
Dave and
I think he says the N-word is crazy. Adonis.
I'm sorry to derail that.
No, that's just I get what he's saying. I think he could have gave a little bit more detail on the beef.
Yeah.
Because you have to acknowledge your hypocrisy, and that's because that's how we gonna react. Is like you have a hip hop beef, and I think he asked a bit about that in the interview.
Which one?
In this interview, doesn't
Frazier?
Doesn't
Oh,
Frazier
yes,
mention
people will talk about
Nas beef?
They was talking about how people were speculating that he was behind Kendrick when the battle was going down because he wanted Drake's downfall to happen. He was like, "Why the fuck would I care about Drake? Like I'm Hove."
Yeah.
Well,
Like-
I thought it was along the lines of like,
the Nas beef. Yeah, you beef with Nas.
You were in arguably the most well-known hip hop battle before this, like to this point.
And he said, like, I regret it now looking back because Nas is a great guy. And it's like, yeah, but you know why. It doesn't matter if Nas was a great guy or not. It's like you could say that now as a 56-year-old man that's removed from hip rapping and has been for some years. Like by the time, like when that shit popped off with Nas, you was trying to be the guy.
Yeah.
And you knew to get to that spot, you had to go through Nas.
Yeah.
And you chose that battle. And that was another beef that was brewing. Like he mentioned, like that shit been brewing since 97.
Yeah.
And by the time it came to a head in 2001, like we was ready for it.
Yeah.
And like war broke off. And it's like Hope made it seem like this whole pick a side. We love this guy, so we hate this guy. It's so divisive and it gets loud. Like Hope act like that's a new thing because the internet's around now.
Yeah.
It's always been that divided. It's always been like one fan. Like are you an Iron Man fan or Captain America?
Yeah.
I wanna kind of shed light on journalism and why we need journalists, because they articulate these type of things much better than I think we expect artists to do.
Yeah.
Because like Rob Markman's take, we talk about Rob a lot on the podcast. He talks about the Hove interview and he sheds light on some of the things that they're trying to talk about. Because like the internet is a toxic place, and they do take these moments like that are important to us as hip hop fans, and they turn it into something else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And there is that element that is added to the landscape nowadays. And I think Cole and Hove are trying to critique that when it's like, that's like a whole different, it's a separate conversation.
Yeah.
Literally.
You know what I mean?
Because honestly, if you really break it down in just like the hip hop history of all the battles that have happened over the years, like Drake and Kendrick, for given the situation, the status of that moment, it's probably one of the more safer battles we had.
Yeah,
Literally.
like,
Nobody died.
No one got beat up.
No one died.
Either end. No one died.
No one got shot.
No one's been physically harmed.
So that's why I think personally the internet egging on this whole beef and how it's gotten nasty, I think that's a lazy take. We exist in a world in which John Lennon was killed by a super fan.
Yeah.
We live
Selena was killed by the number one.
Literally, I was just about to
They
say that
just shot
Selena
at
was
Rihanna.
killed. Yeah.
They shot at
Rihanna
Rihanna.
just
a
was
Nicki
shot at.
Minaj fan.
Literally. So I think to just say like it's the internet's fault, it's the internet's fault. It's like no, these are two grown ass men with children that engaged in sparring, and everybody wanted it.
Yeah.
You have this not minute take, but you have this perspective because you lost your respective battle.
Well,
I think if you don't have that, if you have Jay-Z coming out on top and not him apologizing, saying that my mom called me, what is going on, and he had to apologize on the radio, I don't think he has this same perspective of saying, oh, do we still need this?
And to add to that point even more, when that battle was officially like over, like
Yeah.
Hov didn't stop taking shots at Nas.
Yeah.
Hov was still taking subliminals on Blueprint too, all over that motherfucker at Nas. Like,
Yeah.
like anybody that was tapped in with Hov and knows even after Ether and all of the apology, like Hov couldn't get over that. Hov lost and it bothered him, kind of like how Drake did.
I think the him being mentioned in the Diddy case is another thing that kind of I think leads him to empathize with Drake more, because it's like, well, damn, niggas dragging my name in this, and now the internet is. I hate to just be like the internet, but this is the narrative around
the public.
him. And that's like like we've dealt with similar situations like on a more local level. Like I had to speak out on certain shit for my job and just for what I stand for. And I could only imagine if the shoe was on the other foot.
If it was magnified?
If I had to do this in public with thousands of people, being on either side of it is like, luckily I'm not the person in question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, I'm just simply drawing a line and saying, I don't condone this. And I would like to see that more in hip hop and just in general with people that have a voice, men that have a voice. But I also don't expect that.
Yeah.
either.
That to be asked questions and stuff regarding that.
Well,
Or-
just I don't expect men to do that, to go to bat for that. I don't expect to be questioned, because at the end of the day, it is like a man's world, and niggas gonna still get to stomp around and do shit that they want. Like, but I'm not gonna go on a rant about that. But
Photo Jimmy, I have no idea what you're talking about.
what you say?
He said that shooting at Drake's house after Not Like Us had to be tied to the Weeknd's manager.
Oh, yeah.
Things were popping off between them before the beef. The media tried to put the battle on it, but nah.
Yeah, Drake's house got shot up. His security guard got shot up outside the Yellow Estate. Yeah, people try to.
But I don't know the ties to the Weeknd.
No, it was people try to put it on Kendrick, but it really was more so like a Drake situation or the Weeknd situation.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I don't know if XO, 'cause I think XO got shot like a week prior, so that might have been retaliation from the Weeknd side.
God damn.
Yeah, like so the Weeknd was the most dangerous person for Drake in that battle. It wasn't Kendrick. But like even when we talk about just like what happened in the battle, like even from Kendrick's perspective, like he talked about whacked out murals, like Drake put money in the hood for information.
Yeah.
That could have gone bad.
Yes.
Yeah, it definitely is like there are lines that were crossed, and at the end of the day,
Can't come back from that.
certain shit is like, and that's what I mean. Like the beef is different, because there be situations that you be in that you can't have a lot of opinions, a lot of outside voices in on that.
Yeah.
Because you gotta, your integrity is in question, your safety in certain circumstances is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So I'm not discrediting how anybody is moving. I'm not on some like, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, I wouldn't have moved
that.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how deep the situation is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I know when it come to family and it come to certain takes and stances on that, like,
And who was pushing the whole and it's like because like a lot of the shit Hope was talking about that he didn't like about the beef and things that are like people's families and kids getting brought up. It's like, yeah, Drake started that.
Yeah.
Like push-ups drops. I be with a bodyguard like Whitney.
Yeah.
Okay, there's your wife's name. There's Kendra's baby mom's name.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that kid's Dave Freeze. Okay, now you mention my kid and you mentioned Dave Freeze.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's like they are shooting
Drake a lot
Drake
of
a
bail.
lot of bail.
Like he's wheelchair Jimmy.
And I don't like
and that's why it's like I'm trying to shoot Cole more bail, because it's like
at least Cole being real.
yeah, at least he being real.
For
At
better-
least he
for-
being for better,
better
or
or
for
worse.
Yeah, at least he's being
real.
transparent.
I can
Yeah.
respect integrity.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Like you do what you need to be honor God. Honestly, like honor what your purpose, whatever you feel your purpose is. If you moving in that, I could respect that more. And you do what you say, you move how you say. It's like
It's
Cole
consistent.
checking all those
Yeah.
boxes. For Drake, it's like how you speaking is like not how you moving.
Yeah.
But now when the shit get turned on the other foot, now when you the person in question, like you can't play victim. You gotta be top dog.
This nigga talking about what did I miss?
Like,
The bullet hole hoodie.
Yeah.
I think
bro.
it's just now the pressure is on. Because when you poke somebody too many times, like Kendrick the quiet kid in class, like
Poked
Drake,
Metro.
Drake is the cool nigga,
loud
right?
kid.
Yeah, that everybody fuck with. Now when you poke the kid one too many times, and now he up on you,
And he got a
now-
gang of friends that
or-
have already been poked.
Yeah, now you don't really understand where he come from, and the homies press you. It's like
You got to stand on that.
You gotta stand on it,
you
yeah.
looking real shaky.
Yeah. You're not the victim, nigga. You were the bully.
Yeah, you were the bully, and now we'll see. Now it's been so much built up around this, so much pressure on Drake's next release.
And I think kind of adding more to what you said about this adds more pressure. The Iceman, especially the fall off and Cole doing this press run, is like we're seeing Cole peel back a layer in real time. He's taking off the mask in real time for his fans, and he's being transparent for better or worse. And that puts Drake in an interesting position now because it's like, you know, people that were around Kendrick during the beef said the same thing. He was very calm.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't seem stressed at all, like, when this was happening. So that shows you he was prepared. And when you get a song, he was in tune with the higher power, because GNX comes out and we get a song like Reincarnated. Like, you can't make a song like that if you just not in tune.
Literally.
Yeah, like, and that don't even have nothing to do with the beef
At all. Yeah. He was just not in tune.
That was just a great hip hop record.
Yeah.
And I think the culture is pushing for more integrity and honesty. And even though there may be like a lot of critique that we give Cole, like, man, standing on it.
And it's like, I think that puts pressure on Drake to have to maybe be more vulnerable.
Yeah, and I think even Hove too, because like he talks about putting out or just working on music and not really liking things. And he gave us 4 for 4, which is like his
Life is good.
His most his
vulnerable.
Well, his most transparent and
Went through hell, now I'm here.
album.
Yeah.
But I think Hove is a very wealthy man and in a very different place in life, and it may be hard for us to connect with him because he's like so far removed. Like, I think Ye had that same kind of disconnect, but Ye was able to still be tapped in because Ye niggas party to Ye music. Like, it's ignorant, and it's like, not all of it is ignorant, but it's ignorant and it's like, it's hype. It's a different vibe to where niggas could rage to it and vibe to it, whatever.
Last time Hov put out an album, he was telling us put the money phones up.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of vibe Hov brings to the party. Like,
but
we're not partying the Hov, we're putting shit up.
The written testimony was very dope, and I think Hov is trying to push a deeper message, but he definitely got to keep digging. Yeah, and I think we are gonna start get some Hov music soon. I just hope that he's able to peel those layers back more and give us some more depth. Because even the written testimony, like his verses on there and the songs on there are really good and really have a lot of depth.
Elite writing.
So I think Hov is in a much better place than Drake, and it's not that pressure on, but I think
it's pressure for Hov himself. It's on from Hov.
Hov to dig deeper, because I think he does have that, but it's a lot of millions.
Yeah, that's the thing.
In between that,
because we have a clip of him talking about being a billionaire that we'll watch here in a second. But I think it comes back down to that, because Hov said he is making music, but it's coming from a dark place, because there's a lot of stuff going on in Hov's world that he probably been. Because Hov been quiet, like he said in the GQ interview. We've been on defense for the last couple of years. We're going on offense this year.
Yeah,
like we gonna clear up the rumors. We're gonna squash a lot of that bullshit. Like, whatever discourse is happening around my name or my family or Rock Nation, we're gonna clear that shit up.
That's kind of why I wish that this interview took place in February after this Super Bowl. That way he could juxtapose his feelings from the first one, or not the first one, from this one that he's referencing, the Kendrick Super Bowl, to the Bad Bunny Super Bowl, because there's backlash on both of those. And going into the Kendrick one, he really hadn't had any backlash. He had the Usher, he had the Weeknd, he had Rihanna. They all went off without a sitch. Even the Shakira J-Lo one. So comparing those types of heat on your back, I think would have been interesting. But let's get into this clip.
Hold on, because fuck, man, I had a point I was gonna bring up. Yeah, play the clip though.
Let's play the clip.
Shit.
I just couldn't remember what I was gonna say.
Did a personal thing that you chose Kendrick for the Super Bowl. It's like, oh man, he's choosing the side and he's putting, and he's not.
Like I don't have, what do I have to do with that? I chose the guy that was having a monster year. I think it was the right choice.
Word.
it wasn't in some sort of alliance to a battle. I don't.
Yeah.
What I care about them two guys battling, like what's that got to do with me?
Or
Have at it, have fun. It's almost like not on just me. By the way, they drag everybody in it. Like everyone's part of this conspiracy to undermine Drake, I guess. But like,
See,
what the
even
fuck?
Hove dealing with sorry. Talk through
like
it, Clip.
what? I'm fucking Jay-Z. or due respect to him. I'm fucking Hove. Dude, respectfully.
or
Like for what? To what end?
yeah.
It couldn't be that these guys just don't like each other.
Yeah.
And I think they haven't liked each other for a long time.
Before you had anything to do with it.
For a while.
Yeah.
I think this has been brewing, just like me and Nas was brewing.
Yeah.
It didn't happen at the Summer Jam. That happened at Lexington TV sets, the minimum, whatever. It was a whole bunch of stuff leading up to that point.
Myth Bleak, what is the Myth Bleak slugs in your hat, right?
It was slugs in your hand. It was a bunch of like little things that led up to that point. And then when it happened, I actually regret that because I really like Nas. He's a really nice guy.
But also to your point, like I remember I was like 10 or 11 when that happened. I was
Had
like,
to pick a side.
well, I was on your side.
Yeah, I can clearly.
See?
But
Sides.
my position was I can't go out and buy Stillmatic or ask my parents to buy Stillmatic.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna borrow it and burn it because I can't deny one mic, you know?
Like I want to hear it.
Yeah.
But I ain't supporting them.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think okay. Now I remember what I was gonna say before because I was talking about Jay's making new music. Because he said the music that he's making is coming from a very dark place, and he doesn't want to put that into the world because he think the world doesn't need that kind of more of that energy right now with everything going on. So he's trying to find a new approach and like a message that he wants to get across. But he already he did the 444, so he was like, I've already been vulnerable. So it's like, what's the next approach I can take that's gonna make it interesting and that I want people to hear me talk about. But I also believe that Hove's creativity is kind of at a standstill because Hove was always money driven. Like Hove's a hustler. He told us in '96 on Reasonable Doubt, "I'm a hustler. You know, I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman." Like that's always been his mentality. So now that Hove hit a number and he's officially a billionaire status with his family, it's kind of like, where do you go from here? And I think that's kind of why Hove is at a standstill musically, creatively, because his music was always driven by how much money can I accumulate? How can I be a hustler with this album? How can I push this to a higher level? And now that you reach that level, it's like, all right, what's the next level? It's like the hotel analogy. Like I thought I was at the top of the hotel until like another billionaire got a floor higher than me.
Or I owned it.
Now I want to own the building. I was like, all right, bro. Like, and that was kind of like those moments where I'm like, all right, you really are a billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he up. But I think
Yeah.
he does have that muscle still.
Yeah.
Like he can give us some depth on a project. I think what does he have to do to get himself in that space?
Yeah.
Like because you could see he's like searching for that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer is to that.
But he also said he feels like he won't be able to put out another album until he gets that negative shit out.
And he's happy with what he's putting out.
Yeah, because I think he don't want to say it, but I think the whole Kendrick and Drake beef inspired Hope to like really just start talking that shit. Because he's had a lot of people, a lot of detractors that have been loud vocally over the last few years. So maybe Hope wants to just get his little lick back in on the record to let people know, like, don't fuck with it.
Well, I think that is how Kendrick played it was very inspiring. Like, cause we got the emotionally healthy shit. We got Mr. Morale right before this beef.
Yeah.
We got a healing or healed Kendrick. And then when the beef popped off, it's just like, fuck it.
Yeah, let's go all in.
Yeah, why not? And it's like, I'm gonna put the homies on. Oh, it's not even just about me.
About the coast.
Like it was definitely deeper than rap for Kendrick.
Yeah.
And he made a lot of shit fall into play. Went really magnificent, crazy run throughout the beef and throughout the GNX rollout and release and tour.
It's exactly why he was on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It was just his moment. It was his moment to capture.
It was just a great moment. And Cole and Hove attest to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yo, he was on fire. What can we say?
Like, there's no way we definitely are like, man, Kendrick going crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, he going crazy.
Yeah.
And all of our hip hops know that was like, yo, this dope.
Yeah.
And Man, I hate it. Sucks to be Drake right now.
I think it's something similar to when LeBron did the 3-1 comeback.
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan hit up the producers of The Last Dance and said, it's time to release it.
Yeah, it's time to put
It's
him
time
out.
to put it out because they playing with my legacy.
Yeah.
They're going to try to make it seem like I'm not him. Like he said, I'm not fucking Hove. But I think you're spot on, Joe, in terms of him getting things back in order. This year's all about offense. That's why I really wanted to see his perspective about the Bad Bunny situation and how people were on his neck to the point where we gonna do a whole nother Super Bowl performance.
Yeah, I think that does give
and that broke the records of the Kendrick shit.
Yeah, that's a better opportunity for Hove to present himself in a better light. Because I think he is really trying to do a good thing with the Super Bowl
shit.
And
I think he's done well.
He's done great.
Yeah.
And because of things that are happening, because we still on the Drake Kendrick shit, because of the Diddy shit, we are still talking about those things.
I think these interviews took place in January. It was right before.
It was like before
the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, just after. Because
Yeah.
Okay,
you get the reception.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a tough spot.
Yeah.
For guys.
So what clip do we have right here?
This is the clip of the capitalism clip.
Okay, yeah. So this is one that there was 3 moments in this interview that I had issues with what Hov was talking about. It was with the billionaire conversation, it was the capitalist conversation, it was the Drake and Kendrick conversation. So this clip right here is Hov talking about, how does he feel about being labeled or called a capitalist? So this is his response to that. So Andre, would you please play? Or
Before we get into it, I do have a question for you guys. Are you under the impression or like the notion that all billionaires are bad?
not all of them are bad, but I don't feel very highly about a lot of them.
I can't just say all billionaires are bad because I don't like to generalize things like that. But I find it hard to, and I haven't been presented with an image of a good billionaire.
A good,
doing that, becoming a billionaire without it being some
compromising
negative,
somebody.
without it being some negative shit involved in that. And I think
that's where I'm at.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I seen a nigga almost get shot over $20.
Yeah.
Like literally, this a random story. Like one morning or afternoon or one Saturday or something, so I look out the window and I see somebody stop at just before the stop sign by our house, and bro walk out.
Upped it.
He ain't up nothing, but he was walking back to whatever apartment they just left, and was like, his homies had to get out the car and be like, bro, over $20, over $20, and I'm like, someone was about to die over $20.
Yeah.
So like, if we still have that mentality and that relationship with money, I only can assume that
it's amplified.
It's amplified at that level. And I think I'm learning money management, and we do it in our businesses with the Yadda Yadda or the Saber, and we use these things as tools to, create this podcast.
Stay afloat.
To get a Chuck English beat, right?
Yeah.
And there's ethics behind that, and I don't know how it works at that level.
Yeah,
So
I think with
that's
me,
a long-winded answer, but
with me, I totally agree with what
Maybe.
you're saying. I haven't seen evidence of somebody do it without compromising something else or without it being a fallout on the end of it. And I think that it doesn't help that we're in the midst of another financial crisis, and people, their dollar has been diminished. So, like, look at the minimum wage. It hasn't grown, but everything's up 400% since like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Right. I just saw a stat earlier, like this weekend, where they said, I think it was a McChicken that was, it cost more than the minimum wage in one of the states in the East Coast. It's like, imagine telling somebody that their hour that they just put in opening is not even worth a McChicken.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell are we even doing?
Yeah.
So let's get into this clip though.
All right.
make me dark.
To talk a little bit about this idea of like you said earlier, like the things that you do for the culture, the ways that you put on, the ways that you try to protect and move forward, but kind of the pushback that you get sometimes about like people throw capitalists at you in a derogatory sense.
Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing that was put on musicians.
Like that's a fair point.
People had this law for the struggling artist. That's a mind game. What we would call back in the day for tricknology. It was like, no, I'm not going for that. Like, no, I make art first. And then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take no one. No one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in like a capitalist structure. That structure exists, and I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist, not an ideal. It's not idealistic. People
he said everything
speak
right there.
about the world how they want to see it. You're never gonna win like that.
All right, so this is where we need more pushback, but this is also where I stand. You're not gonna get that in the music space with Hove because everybody just loves Hove, and they're not gonna jeopardize that. But there's a lot of shit in that discussion right there that you can just poke holes in, right? So let's start from the top, right? So it is funny to me. It's funny to me how much of an ick Hove gets when the word capitalist gets brought up, and you could tell it makes his skin crawl. And Hove always tries to paint the word capitalist into like some racial derogatory term. Like it was only invented, it's the new N-word, like he said in the spaces, it's the new N-word, right? They just started calling us capitalists till black people started making money, or till I started making money. Then they want to start calling us capitalists, but or they want to say we're a sellout because we're trying to get the most money possible. It's like, yes.
You don't think that's a fair point?
No, that's not a fair point, because there's a difference between making money and being a sellout.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that you try to make it seem like we don't know what the difference is between a sellout and somebody that makes a lot of money off their product, you're making you think we're stupid.
Could that come from somebody else and you believe it?
Because like I know what a sellout is. Like, I mean, no, anyone can try to get this off. It doesn't matter if it's Hove or another billionaire.
Not the sellout part, but they only had a problem with us making money.
I mean, nah, because it is like, nah, I'm not gonna let motherfuckers try to use capitalism as like a derogatory racial term, because I'm not letting that fly, because it's like I only have a problem with this. I only have a problem with this because, like, for one, Hove is a hustler. I've said it numerous times. Like, stop trying to fucking make it seem like you're not a capitalist. A capitalist is a hustler. It's just a cooler word to call yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at you. Like, I honestly, as fucked up as I don't really fuck with billionaires, but I don't mind Hove being a billionaire because I know Hove's story.
Yeah.
I know where Hove came from. I know his background. I know what he had to do to get to where he is today. And I love hip hop, and Hove is one of the biggest rappers we've ever had. And I love to see that his story played out how it did. He became a billionaire. He's a hustler. That's like the ultimate achievement. As a hustler, he became a billionaire. Salute to you. Don't try to run and shy away from the image now that we changed the word.
The things
up.
that it comes with.
Yeah, like you're extras. A businessman. That's a capitalist. Yeah. And that's okay, because you told us that from the beginning. It ain't like you tried to be on some fucking native tongues shit with Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul, and then you became a fucking sellout. That's a sellout.
Yeah.
Like if Q-Tip started off doing shit with Tribe Called Quest and then started making big pimping records, that's a sellout.
Okay.
That's what a sellout is. Sellout, yes, you can make the most money from your product, but you can do it without selling out and doing corny shit.
And compromising your community.
Compromising your sound, your artistry, all for a bigger dollar.
And you spitting now.
Yeah, so like Drake, the whole Drake is target music metaphor that Mos Def said, that's a sellout.
Yeah.
What Hove is trying to tie it into with capitalism it's not the same thing.
Yeah,
and that's my issue.
Yeah, you're not hearing Jay-Z and Target.
No, you're not, because he doesn't make that kind of music. But if Hove started making Target music, then we're like, bro, you're selling out for a Target?
I mean, you could say that Kendrick sold out with the
Cash
Bad
App?
Blood record.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You could say that.
Yeah.
But then again, he might just have a good relationship with Jack Antonoff, who helped produce GNX.
Okay, yeah.
Who works with Taylor Swift.
Okay.
It is
put that closer.
One, it's like billionaires. The whole being a billionaire shit is weird.
Yeah.
Like I get why people are like, yeah, bro, you sold out. But that's a good argument. I like that you're making it clear. You're kind of drawing a line of like defining what a sellout is.
Yeah.
Because I struggle with that on my daily life and in my daily life of wanting to, believing that there is a better way outside of capitalism, but we don't have no definition of it.
So we ain't got no proof.
So yeah, we don't have no proof, but you gotta see it before it's a thing. Mm-hmm. But I also gotta survive.
Yeah.
Because I could be like, oh well, capitalism isn't the best way, and I could fall short on my bills and my payments, and my life really crumble in a real way.
Yeah.
So he definitely got a bit defensive hearing that the capitalism statement, and I think that's where he's got to dive deeper.
Yeah.
Because anytime, like now that you have such a huge platform and people are having these conversations, how you respond to things
is just as important.
It's your opportunity to shed another perspective on it. And I think that is a challenging place to be. And that's, again, shout out the journalists, because they do that research and they build these articles and all the writers, they build these articles or these arguments based on facts and research and knowledge. And I think when you are an artist and you're in these interview settings, it can be kind of hard to prepare for those things, but you gotta be mindful of those things.
Yeah.
And I think he could lend a more thoughtful answer than we getting right now.
And to piggyback off of that as well, to kind of add it more to that, the quote he said at the end where he's like, and I'm a realist. I see the world for what it is. I'm not an idealist. I don't want the world to be like what it is in my head.
He snitched on himself right there.
I see for what it is. It's like, okay, that's another hypocritical statement, because as a billionaire, to say that you're a realist and you see the world for what it is, it makes it seem, you say that as if you're powerless. You said that as if we said that.
Yeah.
Like if we said the world is, we're realists, we see the world for what it is, it means we're in a position where we can't dramatically change our setup, our environment. So we have to just accept it and try to navigate through it while we're in it. Hove is somebody like, no, you can change the world. You are a billionaire. You have a lot of resources. You have a lot of money to make it an idealist world. Because in my mind, if you are always this realist that you claim that you are, then that means you still be selling crack. You'd still be in Marcy Projects. Or you'd be somewhere either in jail or dead because you still be selling crack. Because in your mind, you are an idealist because you were in Marcy Projects selling crack and you thought to yourself, there has to be a better way.
More than this.
There's more to life than this.
Yeah.
It definitely has to be
with that one.
A little bit of both. Because if you are trying to grow out of a box or your situation, you may have to idealize something that doesn't exist. But the trick is you have to maneuver, and your actions have to be rooted in reality.
Yes.
Like
it's a good balance.
Our podcast was an idea, and it really was a conversation at one point, but eventually we had to start taking logical steps. Eventually we had to be real about, well, we can't just do audio, we have to do visual stuff.
You gotta add more to it.
Gotta post clips. Gotta, get
we have to
multicam.
play this game to a degree. And I'm like on my level, I'm like starting to realize like, damn, I can't just not be on Instagram. And I do a bad job of posting, and I honestly don't know how to use that muscle as much anymore, because like I don't know what I would post about. Like I don't know what I want to share with y'all other than like shit that conversations we have on the pod, because I'm like I don't want y'all knowing too much about my personal life unless you in my personal life. And then I don't know.
I'm on some same shit, bro. I ain't posted on Instagram in a year.
Like I don't even know what to say
at all.
Yeah.
Well, we got another clip.
All right, what's this whole clip?
So this is about the no bad blood between J. Cole and Jay-Z.
Okay, yeah. Now, this is one thing I did find interesting, right? Because the few times, like, I brought up on this podcast before regarding Jay-Z and Hove, or J. Cole and Hove, there's an issue there. It might not be a big one.
Yeah.
But there's definitely something going on there, and I think it's really more so on Cole's end, because Cole did call his Roc Nation deal a slave deal on the fall off. And in this clip, Hove mentioned that Cole did audit Roc Nation, which means like maybe Cole thinks there's some money being hidden somewhere, right? And on top of that, Cole did mention that when he signed to Roc Nation, because he was the first artist signed to Roc Nation in 2008-9, that he thought it was going to be like a Rockefeller situation where Hove was going to be like, had this crew of rappers that he was a part of, and he was going to lead them as the lead guy. But he was like, I call Hove in CEO mode. So Hove wasn't like a peer rapper to me. He was like my boss, my CEO. And so I always thought it was interesting because, they did, he had him on Every Day's a Star Born on Blueprint 3. Hove was on Mr. Nice Watch from Sideline Story. And then they never worked with each other again. And we actually hardly saw them together in public. So I was always curious to know, like, what if there was an issue there. And so far in this press run, Cole has said, like, I think on the Cameron interview, he talked about how Rock Nation gave back his masters and gave him like a really great deal in exchange for that Hov didn't need to do, but he looked out for him anyway, and he was very grateful for that. But he still like hasn't fully been honest. And this Hov talking about Cole in this clip, he was 100% honest, like what the situation is. So Andre, if you mind playing this clip for us real quick.
What is your relationship with Cole like these days?
Obviously, there's things behind the scenes with, like audits and shit like that gets complicated.
Yeah.
But I think given a chance to prove that you're above board is an opportunity.
Word.
So I don't have any negative feelings for him. I'm actually super proud of him and what he's done.
It sounds like you're still, like, when you came in, we were talking about the mixtape, like you're still engaging with the work as a fan too.
Yeah, Clue sent it to me actually.
Oh, word?
Clue, not Cole.
Yeah.
He sent it to me because he's proud, right?
Yeah.
Think about Clue, like he have like a resurgence behind it.
Yeah. I want to go back to this idea we were talking about just doing. What is your relationship with Cole like these days?
Obviously,
I always thought it was interesting, but it's even more interesting hearing Hov talk about just his relationship with J. Cole because we're getting his perspective of things. And I thought it was just fascinating because, even though Cole's auditing them, it seems like Hov still is proud of what he was able to accomplish with Cole and the help he gave him.
I think that's more positive like imagery that we getting from the Cole and the Hov interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think early on it was rocky, especially because Cole isn't as knowledgeable as he is about the business now. And I think the cool thing, once you do get to a healthier place and you are doing business, it is easier in those trickier moments to come to agreement and like move forward.
Yeah.
Especially when you have the wealth in millions.
Billions.
Like, these niggas have a lot of money, so it's like that dollar isn't so pressing. Like if it was my last $20, like yeah, I'm gonna be bitter when you swindle me out my shit.
Yeah.
But
and it's like as you get older, you get more experience in the industry, you start to learn like the ins and outs of the business and the money that goes into it and in your brand as and part of this record label. You start to get more understanding and you're like, okay, like I think I want to try this on my own now. And we saw a lot of people go through it with like Kendrick went through with TDE. It's like, hey man, I've been here since I started, but I'm ready to like venture off and do my own thing.
Yeah.
And like TDE, Hov was like, yeah, for sure, man, I'm proud of you. Go do your thing.
Yeah.
And because Hov comes from that. Hov was doing Rock Nation, decided to stop doing that and go be the president of Def Jam for a year. Yeah. And just to kind of see what that was like. So it's like, yeah, that's always the point of it. Seems like with Hov is like, yeah, I'll help you out, but when you're ready to like do it your way, let me know and I'll help you along the way. So it's cool to see that it's pretty cordial on Hov's side because we haven't heard Hov talk about Cole in some years. So it's cool to hear just like Hov's perspective on how that played out and him just being like, yeah, Cole wanted to do his own thing and I'm super proud of that. I'm happy with what we did together. I'm glad he's in the position he is and, we did what we could to help him.
Oh yeah, that shit fire.
And then see, do we got another clip of Hov? What else we got, Andre?
I think that's it.
That's it?
That's
okay,
it.
there was one more. I didn't send you the clip, but I wanted to talk about the billionaire conversation real quick. Because
Okay.
Hov was asked, how do you feel about the conversation around billionaires? And like, you being one, is there tension?
Yeah.
And Hov straight up said, no, because I don't give a fuck what they feel.
And he said that the money doesn't change people. You're that way before you get the money.
Yeah, and he was like, if money does change people, what's the number? And Hov was slick. Hov was controlling the conversation. That's why I said this is the most comfortable Hov has ever looked because he controlled the conversation how he wanted to look, right? So when it came to the billionaire conversation, he was like, how much money do you does one person make before they change? Is it 100,000, 200,000, 300,000? Like at what point do you hit a number where you're compromised? Is it when they become millionaires? Because if we hate millionaires and that's the number, then you mean to tell me I'm a good guy when I make $999,000? But the second I make an extra dollar and become a millionaire, I'm a bad person. Yeah. And I was like, no, Hov, you tried to flip it to like where we hate millionaires. I don't give a fuck about millionaires. I've seen millionaires lose their money numerous times over the years. But we've never seen a billionaire just lose money. We've never seen a billionaire just be like,
well, once
he went broke. It's done. He's over. But we see athletes. We're seeing Odell Beckham Jr. go through it right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's so easy. A million's not enough. But it's easy. You can lose millions of dollars really quickly. So that's like, I don't have a problem with millionaires because you still got to be smart with your money. Billionaires, it's like you have so much money, you might not even be able to spend that in your whole lifetime. Yeah. And so that's why we have issues. And on top of that, Hov wanted to tell us like I've never used loopholes or tax stuff to make my money. I'm like, now you just lying.
Yeah.
Now you just lying to me because you are a businessman.
Yeah.
So I know you know about the tax loopholes.
Bro,
Anytime you throw a charity event with Rock Nation, that's a write-off.
But even thinking about like fucking Reasonable Doubt and the percentages.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you did when you were going through all the funky stuff with Dame Dash and Biggs and not signing the what was it? With Rockaware. Where he devalued it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that Dame wasn't in the picture again, he bought it back.
Yeah.
So
and
it's
raised
like
the value again.
you know what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
Don't try to
Like,
sit up here and act dumb.
And that's the thing. Hov is just too smart of a businessman to just try to play dumb in our faces. Like, yeah, I never cheated the system. I never used tax breaks and nothing like that. Like, yeah, you did, bro.
Yeah.
Every billionaire uses tax breaks. That's why they're a billionaire.
Where's your bank at?
Yeah. Let's run the numbers up, man.
Where's your bank at?
But, you know, the biggest takeaway I got from this interview is Hov is definitely a 56-year-old billionaire. And it definitely shows in some of his perspectives and how he looks at the world. But I salute Frazier because it was a good conversation to listen to. And I think when it came to just like the arts of Hov's life with artistry, music, and his family, I really enjoyed hearing him talk about that. I love hearing Hov talk passionately about music and hip hop and his love for it. But like I said, there's definitely a few perspectives he had where he's definitely, you 56 years old and a billionaire.
And I'm not buying it.
And I'm not buying what you're selling me. And shout out to Andre G. My homie Andre G did a great article. I knew he would put one out when this Hov interview dropped. But he was talking about how like Hov is entering a new America. Like this is not the same America or society you were in when 444 dropped. Yeah. Like, you can't come into 2026 with these black excellence as quotes and talking points and think that's going to resonate with people in 2026 the same way it did in 2018, 2019. It's like, nah, we're in a whole different society. Like, we don't feel the same about billionaires as we did 6-7 years ago. Yep. So you got to, like you said, like you got to change your reapproach and kind of get more tapped in with reality and what it is and figure out how you can maneuver in that space. Because I think the only problem I have with Hov is that Hov has told us over the years like he's some political black figure amongst the people. Like he told us he's Che Guevara with bling on. He's complex on PSA. He told us he arrived the day Fred Hampton died. Like he's been trying to paint himself as like this black political leader amongst the hip hop community. But it's like you can't have it both ways. You can't be a black political leader and a billionaire. It doesn't work that way. Like you can't be Che Guevara and a billionaire. You can't call yourself Fred Hampton and be a billionaire. Like it's like I said, you can't have it both ways, Hov. So that's where a lot of hypocrisy comes in with this interview and just Hov in general. But if Hov would just be honest with us like J. Cole and say, yeah, I'm a hustler, I'm a capitalist, I make money, it's what I do, I would have no problem with it. But since you want to try to argue it and try to flip it into these remixes and whatnot, that's where the hypocrisy comes in, and that's where the holes in your debates can be poked at. But that's where the pushback from journalism comes in. Like, we want journalists that will push back, because B-Dot asked, like, do y'all want an interview with artists or do you want interrogation? And I said, all we want is a journalist that will push back and ask artists to explain themselves. Like, I don't need you questioning Hov. I don't need you asking why he's in the Epstein files and none of that shit. Just push back on bullshit when he says bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's that. Woo! Wow.
Did it.
Wow. Like I said, we're going to get out the hood with this one, y'all.
Yeah.
We get out the hood. All right, real quick. Bully, Kanye, dropped a new album. Have we heard it in this room?
Nah.
I did.
I heard 2 songs.
It's only 3.
What?
It's an EP.
No,
Oh,
it's
it's a whole
an 18 song.
You looked at the Ye, go to Kanye West shit.
Yeah, it's on Kanye West page.
I heard 2 songs. I heard the one with Travis Scott, and I
Oh
heard,
shit.
Yeah. He said, oh shit, there's like 15 more songs I missed.
I don't think I'll be listening to that.
Yeah,
All right,
I can't really. I'm not in a space to really receive it. I
right.
listen to whatever works too. With the
I will
AI
say
videos.
Y'all should definitely check out what's the
They
one?
said no AI was used.
No, they says no AI.
Oh, in the video?
No, that's not. Yeah, that's fucking sane.
Oh well. I don't know what I'm talking about. It looks like AI.
Y'all should check out All the Love.
All the love.
All the Love featuring Andre Troutman, which is the cousin of Roger Troutman. He's on the voice box. This album, I'll say this. I'll give you guys a quick breakdown because I'm not really trying to do all this. We're already 2.5 hours in.
Yeah.
We're trying to wrap up. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the fuck up out of here. So, Bully, we listened to it last night. I will say, first listen, it's a pretty decent project. I will say it's you can definitely hear the meds. There's a lot of moments on this album where it's like, man, if Kanye's medicated, so he's not as animated in his delivery no more. And on top of that, he's still got a lot of shit that he needs to get wiped from his legacy. And so before I can fully commit to like re-embracing Kanye West, I need to see what he's really gonna do as a person. Cause like, I'm not about to get committed to your music again and you start doing dumb shit again as a person. So it makes me look weird. But I will say there's a lot of flashes of greatness from the old Kanye on this project. Like All the Love is one of them. There's a couple of songs where he's rapping like old Kanye. And this album, you do get a lot of them old Kanye sounds. You get a lot of soul samples. You get a lot of Yeezus sounds. You get some 808s and heartbreak sounds in there. So there's a lot of flash in the pans of old Kanye that make it feel like, oh man, this is so cool to hear. And on top of that, a lot of the songs are short. They're about a minute and a half, 2 minutes long. I think the longest song is like 3 minutes long on here. So it's a quick, easy listen. It transitions pretty smoothly. And I think it's a pretty solid project for him to put out and kind of get his footing back down. But like I said, it's hard for me to fully commit to it right now because I really have to see what Kanye does as a person.
I feel you. That's where I'm at with it is like I'll probably listen to it, but I'm not in a space to where I could really listen to it as a fan.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
listen and enjoy it like I used to when it came to Kanye's
I'm
music.
not all the way open because I
Been hurt.
I've really been hurt because that was my hero. That was my number one for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
But musically, it's not Jesus King.
I
So,
like the Preacher Man record.
The Preacher Man record, yeah, that was good. That was a great one.
Yeah.
Preacher Man, I like the Father record with Travis Scott.
I did like that.
That's a good one. That was a good one.
I will say I can't listen to that. What was the song? Damn.
Yeah.
On the EP, like I just kept thinking of that Cousin song. Like,
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Literally,
about
bro.
That
There's
shit.
so much has happened. It's like
it's just you gotta really just have your shit together for me to before I fully buy back into you as an artist.
It's gonna be some years, bro.
I'm not ready for the buyback yet.
Yeah, but
It's too soon.
The cash back.
if
I'm
you're
not
a
ready.
diehard Kanye fan, this is a great album for you. Like
Yeah.
if you're still a diehard Kanye fan, let's put it like
Yeah.
that. Like this is the perfect album for you. You'll like it a lot.
I ain't even gonna do my boy like that. Alright.
Yeah, and somebody that didn't drop an album was Stove God. Stove God was supposed to drop his album this past Friday, same day as Kanye's. And that day came and went, and Stove God put out the word that the album was being slightly held up and that it'll be dropping soon. But Stove God hasn't put out an album since 2020. He's been tied up with this label. I think Baby Grande is what it's called. And they're preventing his album from being released. So now that this album was Pump Fake to come out and it's been kind of shelved indefinitely, we don't know what the new release date is going to be yet. Are you still going to be hyped for this album when it comes out, or were you even excited for this album? This Swizz Beatz produced album.
I definitely like post clips. I was like, all right.
Yeah, the FICO feature was a good banger for him.
I think the single was just all right. I don't know what's going on with his label shit and his management shit. I gotta watch that Ebro interview he did.
Yeah.
But I'm still excited to hear what Stove God is got cooking. That label shit sucks.
Yeah.
I think it takes artists out of the
element.
and that fucks with the music. And I hope that's not the case. I hope the rest of the project is fire,
High caliber.
Yeah, I'm wishing the best for Stove God
'Cause
I fucks with bro.
People already been waiting long enough for the next Stove God project. It seemed like this was going to be the one where he finally gets to break through, put out a new project, and like let the fans have a new body of work from Stove God Cooks. But then it got pump faked once again. It got delayed, and so I think that does hurt the momentum because this was probably the closest we've gotten to like a Stove God project coming out since 2020 with Reasonable Drought. So I think that does hurt. I think the excitement a little bit. But if he can give us like a clear date and like this is what it's going to be, then I think that will restore the hype. But if he does another release date and the date comes and goes and the album got delayed again, I think that will really just be like, you know what? Just stick with features and we'll live with that.
Yeah,
but I want Stove God to have this moment because I really want to see what he does as a standalone artist on a solo project in 2026. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that shit comes out. I have faith Swizz Beatz ain't gonna fuck his shit up too bad, but
Swizz will make sure that shit get out.
Yeah, for sure. Shit. Anything else we should cover, fellas?
Sammy Sheets was this past Friday. Shout out Sammy. Shout out everybody was on the bill. If you want to watch it, watch the recap. It's on Saber right now.
I just want to say happy birthday to Buddha, little Buka baby, Sydney Ray, Lanu. Love you. everyone so much. See you in a second.
See, oh, that's right. You're going to that birthday party after this. Yeah.
Also, Scorpio drop. Forever is a long time. Fire album. Listen to it, top to bottom. Passport, Cooker. Don't Let Me Leave, Zeph France, Cooker, and Treehouse with TC, Cooker.
Okay, I'm tapped out. Let me
And then
add this to the.
We're doing a show here at Tintoretta at the end of April.
30-minute video dropping this week. Be on the lookout for that. 30 minutes featuring 7 Rings, Todd Faison, Paris Williams, Monogram, produced by Chuck English, brought to you by the Yadda Yadda. Make sure y'all check that out on streaming services right now. Video dropping this week. Other than that, y'all, I think that's a good wrap on the episode.
Podcast MVP?
Podcast MVP.
Let's give it to Paris. He ain't here, but he's here in
Shout out.
You
spirit.
know, it's always somebody but us. I'm with that, though,
Put him
man.
on a chair.
Yeah.
Show the chair.
Hey, thanks for coming through, Paris. Yes, man. Shout out to the podcast MVP, Paris Williams, who is also featured on the new single from the Yadda Yadda 30 Minutes, Todd Faison, Paris Williams, Monogram, produced by Chuck motherfucking English of the Cool Kids. It's out now on any streaming service you use. We got the video of 30 Minutes dropping later this week, so be on the lookout for that. And until next Sunday, y'all, this is the Yadda Yadda Podcast. The kid Joe Cornejo, Black Hyphy, producer Nelso. Until next Sunday, y'all, we out.